just so that we could get everybody in that's going to be showing up today. Gotta get some of my drinks spread out, and that way I can go one by one for tonight. Oh, special shout out to oh my god, what's his name? I hate when that happens. One of my commenters, viewers of the channel, he reached out to me in one of my TikTok videos, and he was letting me know that, hey, I watch some of your live streams, and I really like that drink that you said was like, I forget how you worded it, but the extra strong version, right? And I asked about this one, the 100. I call it the 115 proof. So sure enough, that's the one that's really gets you effed up big time. He's like, man, I'm gonna be at work tonight, but I'm gonna catch the tail end of your live stream, and when I do, I'm gonna hit you up with a 20 spot just for taking one shot of that thing. And I'm like, again, not verbatim. I'm just basically breaking it down of how the conversation went, right? So you guys know, man, normally these live streams, they go 3, 4, 5 hours. So what does the tail end of the live stream mean? I mean, if we start at 7 o'clock, does that mean he's checking in at 9? Is he checking in at 10, checking in at 11? Hey, what's up, El? I see you, buddy. So, but he said he'd give me $20 just to take a shot of the 115 proof. I'm like, how can I play this to my advantage? Because I know he's thinking I'm gonna be drinking for like 3 hours straight. So if he chimes in at like hour 3, hour 4, I'm probably gonna be completely wasted. And one shot of this right here is gonna put me over the edge. So I can look at it as, hey, you know what? I'll be smart. I just won't drink at all today. And that way, when the time comes and I got to scarf down that 115 proof, we're good. What the hell? Oh man, I feel so freaking embarrassed right now. Guy said he'd offer me $20 for taking a shot, and I can't even remember his damn screen name. I'm pretty sure he'll forgive me.
Hey, what's up, dude?
What's happening, Dwayne?
Hey, man.
Yeah, but so I was just telling a story about one of my TikTok viewers that's like, you know what, I'll pay you $20 if you take a shot. So I don't know, maybe they gift it through the live shows or something. So I don't know, that's super chat or whatever that thing is called. So I'm like, okay, cool. I will save the big boy for the end of the video for whenever he comes on, because that's gonna be fun.
Awesome, man. Sounds good, dude. How have you been?
Oh no, you're good. Go ahead.
Awesome, man. Did you happen to see? Maybe I'll just get into it on Wednesday. Zombies putting out some stuff, and I saw the Hakushi teas.
I probably would actually like that character, but I'm pretty much done with zombie sailors, and
Right.
I don't know if I should read these comments first. Let me skip the comments, guys.
Oh yeah, go for it, dude.
But I don't know if I should thank you or if I should blame you for this. I think you were talking about the botched figures from Zombie Sailors, and I'm like, oh hell, I had to check it out, and
there we go.
I was never gonna buy Zombie Sailors again. And then I picked up the 2 variants that I needed, and I saw your unboxing, and I'm like, man, he shares my feelings on this matter. Go for the figures when they're actually affordable, or at least more affordable.
Right.
I mean, I think it was like what, $28 or something, $26 for this, or was it 30? I don't remember. But I got the Ric Flair variant, and I also got Mike Awesome variant.
There you go.
I saw your unboxing, so
yeah. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. Like the regular version of the Mike Awesome, I didn't really care for. I mean,
Yeah.
but the Gladiator, for some reason, that with that little bit of paint, it sold me. Maybe I'm just a sucker for that, but
Yeah, and when you actually look at the original Series 4,
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
and you're right, that's literally all they did different was put that eyeshadow on his face.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, that's insane. But I'm all about wanting to have all the variants, and I had the original one carded, of course, but I didn't have the yellow card variant. I'm like, shoot. But this is a terrible figure, right? When
Yeah, man. I was thinking like the way that his hands go all the way to his kneecaps is kind of disturbing almost. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
mean,
yeah, like who's got like Brock Lesnar has long arms. I don't think his hands go to his knees.
like I don't know if I was the one that coined ET arms, but I was the only one that ever used it. And I think after I started mentioning it in videos, I started seeing other people use the same expression. So again, I don't know if I should take credit for that, but that's
Hey,
exactly
man.
what it is, man. It's just a small figure with like these super extensive. This is a terrible piece.
Yeah,
I said when we got the Series 4 purple cards in that these were some of the worst figures that I've ever seen.
yeah, they're pretty rough. They're pretty rough. I didn't mind the Tajiri in that series. The Tajiri I opened, that one wasn't bad. To me at least. I got the like kind of crouched bent over thing with him that made sense. The Abdul the Butcher looked okay. I haven't opened that yet actually.
Yeah, Butcher is a near flawless figure, and I think a lot of time when you got these bigger guys, heavy set, I think it's really hard to mess those figures up. Yokozuna has an awesome figure from Hasbro. Grapplers and Toys has an awesome Mo. Uh, Zombie Sailors, even for their own right, have an awesome one-man gang. So when they came out with Abdul Butcher too, I'm like, you guys can't screw this up. And sure enough, they didn't. I think that's an awesome figure. I thought that Tajiri was eh.
Okay.
Ric Flair, I actually like the red bloody version, but I know a lot of people were saying that they didn't like it. But the same darn issue. Yes, I do. You're having the same issue with the zombie sailors Ric Flair that you had with the original Hasbro. Super thin arms, right? Super thin legs. Like this. I don't know about you, but like for me, I think Mattel Retros probably had the best Ric Flair. Yeah, maybe Epic Toys with the robe accessory did an awesome job, and I think they put the legs. Where is he at? But like Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty and here we go. Like the Macho Man Series 1, right? With the way that those legs are fused. So I think Epic Toys did like the same thing and put him in that type of pose. But it's another super thin, terrible piece. And when they were selling this as like a exclusive for like $60, I'm like, get the heck out of here. No way in the heck am I buying that for $60. And I waited. I mean, the little flaw is like the smallest crease up in here. So did I lose your bud? I think we lost Bum, but he should be back soon. But guys, for those that are listening, well, of course you're listening, obviously. I didn't want to get that Blue Trunks Ric Flair for $60. He waited, got a little small dent in the corner, not a huge deal, and got it for less than half price. So that's what's up right there, right? It's not working. Oh, he just got in, so that's good. I choked on Gatorade because that's funny. What is a Jill? I'm not sure what that is. Hulk Hogan music starts playing. Yeah, and that's exactly what their issue is the fact that they're not willing to alter the pose and can I complain about that anymore? Because maybe that's just their gimmick. That's their thing, their design. And maybe it's built like that intentionally. But you can't sit back and say that these are good figures or they're valued at the price that you're giving them when they look like this. Like horrible, right? Uh I think the CM Punk from Zombie Sailors is, super small, super thin. Tattoos is incredible. The face looks good, but the body is horrific. I'm like, this has got to be one of the worst action figures ever. So, and then you got some out there that say, no, it's a good figure, but not for me. Hmm. Mm. Kind of excited. Pro Wrestling Tees is coming out with G.I. Joes. All right. Oh, man, that's... Hey, welcome back, bud. So we got someone here visiting from Australia or watching from Australia. Scott, that's pretty freaking amazing, man. I think it's still too early in the stream to start drinking, but I could at least knock out the remaining I have for these other 2 bottles. It's such a small amount that I don't think it's going to hurt anything. Damn, that's not even enough for a shot glass. Ooh. Also, guys, you know what I didn't do this more, or the first thing I should have done when I tuned in, when I started the stream, was kind of like a moment of silence. If you guys didn't hear, Bobby Horn, wrestler Mo from Men on a Mission, he recently passed away, and I'm like, you know what? That's straight up BS. I was actually friends with Mo. I know him as Mo. I'm gonna call him Mo on Facebook, and I'm like, so I used to always get like all of these inspiring messages and notes that he posts on his page, and I'm like, that's so incredible. Seemed like a really genuine, down to earth, family man, maybe a little, maybe religious even. So I'm like, this is a good dude all around. Spreading positivity, and I'm like, that's sad. I didn't even know he was sick. I used to get all these notifications back when I had like 50 friends, but then I wanted to do live streams on Facebook, and I'm like, okay, let me get this up to 100. Got it up to 100. Then I kept going. Now it's like 2,000. I'm like, that's enough. Because a lot of people I don't know, right? It's just building the profile. And if you ever want to get paid off of Facebook, maybe that's a good thing. But you're also saying stuff that really doesn't apply to you a lot of the time. And I was probably late to the party hearing about that. I was probably early this morning. And that was, that's another gut wrench, man. I may not have known, all the things in the world about Mo back in the 90s, but at least I can remember seeing him, watching him perform Royal Rumbles, see him come down the aisle with Mabel. So that was nice. So, not to mention, we become fans of a lot of folks based on their toys, right? When I was a kid, I probably wasn't the biggest Jimmy Snuka fan because I hated the Jimmy Snuka Hasbro. Or even as an adult, man, like I wasn't like all about WCW back in the days, so I didn't know all there was to know about Harlem Heat. But ever since I started collecting original San Francisco, I'm a huge fan of their action figures, and I'm like, I become a fan of Harlem Heat because of that. So I look at Mo, and I'm like, from Grapples and Gimmicks, Mo has one of the best figures, second only to Mabel, maybe third. Maybe I put Mabel and Santa Claus in the top 2 spots, but I mean, one of the most perfect figures you'll ever see. So, and I become even more of a fan of his through that action figure. So, and then later on, being able to add him and be friends with him on Facebook, that's pretty awesome. Or it was awesome. So I definitely wanted to talk about that a little bit. Acknowledge. To me, somebody I thought was pretty freaking awesome. So, going back and reading some of your messages. Picked up all 3 PN News from JJ Figures today. They're still selling those PN News? Because I know they had them up for like a long time ago, and I think that the pre-orders were coming up now were for like Razor Ramon stud in WCW, Scott Hall, whatever you want to call him. He's just Razor Ramon to me. He'll always be just Razor Ramon. Hey, what's up?
I fixed it. It was just I couldn't hear you. I was just on the screen. So
That's good. Yeah, I mean, whatever reason, like the other day when I was watching your live show, and yeah, I left a couple messages for you. At some point, the audio went out, and I'm like I had to keep going up and down, in and out of the video because I was thinking that was on my end, and until I started reading the comments, like, yeah, we lost audio. I'm like, oh shoot. Right now, I'm just kind of going through the different messages, and so on JJ Figures, PN News is selling for $30 a pop, which, yeah, I mean that's like $10 off, I think, off the original price. So, I mean that's a big savings if you're looking to pick up all 3.
yeah, definitely.
And he says 15% on top of that. So shoot, even more savings.
Wow. Yeah, that's the deal.
And you know, L, he makes a very valid argument. And I think I think all of us have said the exact same thing. Realistically, these are, again, they're very fancy customs. I read that on Facebook, and I'm like, you know what? That is a brilliant way to look at these type of companies. Now, Hasbro just didn't become a multi-billion-dollar corporation overnight. Mattel didn't become a multi-billion-dollar corporation overnight. You know, these other companies like Kenner and Remco and all that got it. You know, they had to start somewhere. Who knows? Maybe Grapples and Gimmicks, or maybe Hasbro Toys will be a Mattel 30 years from now. I don't know, but
right.
At the end of the day, I feel like these are $20 figures at best, and when you've got Mattel coming out with 4 packs at $15 a pop, it's insane to think that you got to pay $60 for this,
Right.
and just a little small crease in the edge, and you're taking 30 or 50% off of this. So they don't hold their value, and even Zombie Sailors can see that their own product doesn't hold any value. So whenever any fans are trying to say, "Hey, this is what I like, this is what I don't like," and they tell them to F off, I mean, why? They know their figures are crap.
Yeah. Yeah, the flares I haven't opened yet. I got both the bloody and the Carolina blue, if you will. So I haven't opened them yet. I thought like the torso part actually looks just like him, but
No.
I'm not like I like the bloody one actually just on like first look better. Yeah, there you go. And it's WrestleMania 8, you know what I mean? I'm a sucker for that. So, but the blue one, I wish he like used a different like face, you know what I mean? A different scan.
And a lot of people, they absolutely hate this. He kind of reminds me of like my Nekatuni tear figure of Reagan from freaking not. Oh my god! What I almost called it Poltergeist. The Exorcist. Ugh.
All right.
So yeah, it looks like he's about to projectile vomit, right? So yeah. So I would have loved a different color. I mean, like you said, WrestleMania 8, Macho Man. I mean, that's basically the design. They're rehashing Hasbro. The reason I like this one is because it reminds me of the 1990 Series 1 Galoob. You know, same paint.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
I'm more familiar.
Yeah, that Galoob held me through until the Hasbro one. You know, I used the Carolina blue in my shed.
I mean, Ric Flair, Pillman, Sid Vicious. I mean, I know I use those a lot. I use the Steiner Brothers Galoob a lot, but like we had more Hasbros than anything else, and we didn't have that many. We had like 17 figures and like 7 Galoob. So we always had like these other figures that we used for play when we were kids.
Right.
Thundercats, Harry and the Henderson, the Bendable, Incredible Hulk, guys like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
or like the football player from Ghostbusters.
Oh
Or
yeah,
even
yeah.
that one.
Nice.
So, I tell
Oh
you, like
man.
and doing these live streams, there are so many topics that we talk about that I've made past videos on, and I'm like, you know what? I need to go back and watch some of these videos. Like today, I was watching the top 10 or the top 15 of my all-time favorite wrestling action figures, and that was made about a year ago. And I'm like, dude, I got to redo that tournament, or not tournament, but that style of video. What are my top 10 favorite figures? Because I'm sure a lot of those figures are going to be, kicked off for whatever reason, but
Mm-hmm.
you really got to break it down into different segments because I think it was unfair for me to have, all the retro style figures plus LJN plus original San Francisco plus Galoob all in
Right.
the, mixed up like that because you got
Mm-hmm.
different sizes, different qualities. So you could always give a top 15 favorite LJN, favorite Hasbro, etc., but kind of mixing them in like that, it's hard.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely. I did you I think you had mentioned did you have your list for the worst Hasbro's that you had, the worst 10?
I yeah, I still
Not
got
to
the
not
figures
to be
right
too
here.
positive or anything.
I mean, I still have the figures right here, and I mean they're in this little container, so they're not in order anymore. I mean, I could definitely read off what my list was before because I watched those two videos on Saturday, I think Saturday morning. Watch what I had was my favorite 15 or favorite 10 and least favorite 10.
Hmm.
And I thought about doing the my favorite or my least favorite 10 in this video, but I don't know. I mean, you think it's better in a live show, or you think it's better to go through just a regular, video upload? So I'm kind of torn.
Yeah, I mean, no, I think it should be pretty interesting. I mean, it kind of goes along with the topics. I mean, like I said to you in private, I just collect the retros and Hasbro's, so it's like a good subject for me. I can break off, of course, and talk about whatever, but
So going through the messages again. Chris says he will live on in bum wrestling. That was for the passing of Mo in recognition. Piotr Diamond Stud Orndorff. I think I got the stud figure. I don't think I got. Well, I may have gotten Orndorff. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I definitely didn't order no Bagwell. That's for sure. Chris says, does the mm, I don't think so. I don't even knows about them. If you shop at JJ Figures, attend one of the Whatnot shows. They show a discount code at the beginning. It's funny. Like I always try to put these discount codes into whenever I buy something. Like even big rubber guys. It's like, type in collect major or something like that as the promo code. You go and you buy their stuff, you hit the promo code, type it in. Oh, not found. I'm like, well, shoot, your promo codes are worthless. So I don't know if the same thing for JJ is the same. I mean, I bought from that website or off of eBay even plenty of times, but I don't know if I ever used a code for that. All right.
oh, I gotta say hey to my buddy Chris. What's up, Chris?
Salute, fellas. Hey, Americas, what's happening, bud? I like this guy's comment. You guys share a barber?
Yeah, yeah.
I think Mom
I guess
pretty
so.
much has me
Although
beat
I
on.
don't think I've been to the barber for a while, man.
Dude, my freaking wife is always trying to get me to cut my hair. I'm like, no. Like, how am I supposed to get that Bon Jovi, Shawn Michaels type of look if I cut my hair? Like, dude. At this point, I've been growing it for the last few years, 3.5 years, and if I cut it now, I feel like I just wasted the last 3 years. So
Yeah.
that's why I'm so against it. Otherwise, hair gets in my way. I mean, I would love shorter hair up, but I've had short hair my entire life. So I'm just trying to keep something different nowadays.
Yeah, I hear you, dude.
All right. Oh, what was it? Here's a funny thing. I've been talking about having these live streams kind of be like video evidence for me. Check this crap out. I'm in the shower a couple hours ago, and I just got done with the shampoo and cleaning myself off, and I just stood there in the shower for like 5-10 minutes. I don't know how long. Reason being, I forgot what I was doing, and I forgot that I was supposed to move over and start putting the conditioner in now. Like I just literally just stood there in the hot tub or in the shower for like 10 minutes, just soaking up the hotness and completely forgetting what I was doing. I actually had a VA appointment this morning with my mental health doctor, right? I keep letting them know, hey, I have trouble sleeping. Okay, they give you the trazodone, awesome. But what about my memory problems? That right there, I mean, is that something you go through them for? Is that something you go through your primary doctor for? But the issue is every time I tell them, "Hey, I'm experiencing memory problems," I think I have Alzheimer's, early stages or something. Oh, no, 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 you're too young for that. You can't have it. Bullshit. Like 6 months ago, a year, I don't know, a while. My wife's printed off or she found this essay online. I think it's like 37 things 37 check boxes. And I think I checked like 34 of the 37.
Oh, geez.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not early stages because I started noticing this really bad back in 2017. All right,
Right.
we're talking 8 years later now, and I feel like every year it's worse and worse. So I kind of feel like I'm going to have full on dementia by the time I'm 50. And
No, I hear you, dude. Like, yeah, I'll walk in a room and I'll completely forget like what I'm doing, where I'm at, and what's going on. You know what I mean? It happens, man.
yeah, I dropped. Hey, Americas, thanks so much, buddy. We saw that, man. We really appreciate that. So Major and Kyle both work at Ringside Collectibles for 10% off. So those are the discount codes. Uh, it's all good. Put yourself doing OnlyFans for free. You know, I thought about doing OnlyFans, but I just didn't think I would be slick enough for it.
Oh,
I
I
don't have time
see.
to sit there
Go ahead.
and work my body.
Oh, I was gonna say, oh, fly the hell. By the way, good job, bro. But he said like the J&J figures, and I actually agree. I go on that site actually to pick up a lot of stuff, especially the KWK stuff,
Yeah.
for sure.
And KWK, they actually mixed with Andrew Todd Martin, Mabel Toys. So I think that's pretty awesome. Um, I'm hoping one day, either as a seller on eBay or as a content creator on YouTube, maybe I can start working with some of these companies, working with some of these groups, sponsorship and otherwise. I think that's pretty freaking awesome. KWK, one of my favorite action figure lines, and Mabel Toys, one of my all-time favorite sellers on eBay. So, I mean, I bought a million things from him over the last 4 years. Like he has helped me complete multiple collections and then some. No, we'll put this back. Still trying to save myself for that 115 proof at the end.
Actually, Mabel. Speaking of Mabel toys, that's how I was able to get the Tatankas from Grapplers and Gimmicks for an affordable price. So shout out to them too.
Cool, cool, cool. uh, J Figures helped a lot to catch big RF pre-orders. I missed from Collect Major. I think we talked about this before, but what are your current favorite retro figure lines? You want to take that one first? Favorite retro
Um,
figure?
the current retro lines.
Yep.
Okay. So I made a whole little live stream. I kind of chimed in on my own thing. I was kind of testing it out on my own channel. I kind of went through a whole thing where um, I rebuked my whole kind of stance on Haskell because once I checked out the site, I realized like Hustle Man charged $29.99. How can I say anything? You know what I mean? Like he showed me. So I have to put Hassel as far as quality, definitely up there. I mean, no matter what. I like FC Collections a lot. That Scotty Too Hottie I opened was
Yeah.
like perfect for Scotty Too Hottie. I mean, like it was if Scotty Too Hottie was a retro, that's what it was, and they made it that good. And then I also like KWK because I respect that they kind of made it a point to try to be the lowest price, and plus the quality's there. So maybe that's a lot of answer, but that's what I got right now.
Well, I mean, question is, are we considering Hasbro to be part of the retro line, or would we still consider it to be Hasbro-esque or Hasbro style, which means Hasbro is like at the top of the pyramid and everything follows below it, right?
Right,
So
right. Definitely.
if we obviously Hasbro's number one, that's not even a question, right? So if we're just considering the Hasbro-esque or Hasbro style figures that fall under it, yes, Wrestle Something Wrestlers, I place very high, if not number one, maybe number two, with Grapplers and Gimmicks probably being at number one. After that, I say Epic Toys probably rounds out the top three. Now, this is where I'm kind of like shooting things around, right? KWK, I call them Hasbro-esque and not Hasbro style because they don't really have the same bodies or molds of Hasbro, but they're kind of same in a similar size, right?
Right.
But the build, the weight, the accessories, it makes it a much more higher quality figure. So those really should be in its own its own universe among retro
Oh,
figures.
sure. Definitely.
Uh, Otherwise, I mean that could potentially be as high as number one. I mean, like they're that good. Now, grapplers and gimmicks, I still say that they are the closest to Hasbro. Same thing about Wrestle Something Wrestlers. They're very
Yeah.
Hasbro style, Hasbro feel to it. Um, but when you hit these figures, I mean, there's like a sort of hollowness, right? They're plastic. You can feel it.
Right.
Whenever you get these figures from Zombie Sailors, Figure Collection, has to anywhere. It's
Yeah. Yeah.
it's resin or something. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
hard to
Like a
rock.
statue. You said like a statue, and I think that's
Yeah.
the best way to put
So I would probably say that yes, Hastel is probably number one, Figure Collection number two, and Epic Toys number three. Again, I'm all about expansion, right? It's not a very simple question. Unless you're a two pack, Epic Toys pretty much stays the same cost no matter what figure you're buying, what line. And when you kind of jump from Hastel, that's going from $40 a figure to $50 here, 55 on that one, 60 on that one, 70 on that one. It hurts your wallet. At least you know you have a set price in mind with these other companies. So that's and another thing. Watching that video this morning about my top 15 all-time favorite figures. In that video, I actually had the audacity to say, and it's funny how much your opinion has changed in 1 year. But I had the audacity to say that it surprised me that I didn't have any Zombie Sailor figures on my top 15. Which I actually thought One Man Gang would have been on that list, but maybe I couldn't find a spot for them. But no Zombie Sailors, but I was saying like all of these different grapples and gimmicks because I had Mabel on that list, I had Mo on that list, and I think that was it. Just those two figures from grapplers, but Zombie
it. No, man.
Sailors doesn't come anywhere near that list of favorites anymore. Mattel Retros because of similarities to the original Hasbro line and because they have actions and because they're the most affordable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could technically say that's number one. It's so you got to look at different avenues and make a decision based on that. So
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like, and the Mattels have the actions, like the whatever the movements and stuff, like the old Hasbro. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I will say like Hassel's come out with some like dream figures for me. I have to admit, one of them being Waylon Mercy. Holy
yeah,
crap! When that came out, Waylon Mercy, I was like, wow. I love that gimmick. It was very short lived, but I love that gimmick. I know it was like a precursor for like Bray Wyatt and stuff, but when he did that, I was definitely into that character for sure.
I I actually didn't mind that one. I think that one came out with like 6 different figures, and, like, the 3 manager types, Harvey Whippleman was one, uh, I think Mooney was another one, maybe Lord Alfred Hayes was a 3rd, if I recall correctly. Like, those they were all the same exact figure, different paint jobs, different hats, whatever, but or maybe different, or they had a and the microphones don't even stay in the hand. That's why I despise grapples and gimmicks with their accessories, because none of the accessories actually fit the way that they're supposed to.
Yeah,
But I remember 3 good figures on that. I thought that, TL Hopper was fantastic, probably one of the
I
top.
love that figure. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, Will Mercy, I thought was up there. I think he's probably a top 15, probably among my favorites from the line.
sure.
And, was Coco Beware, was he the other one?
Yeah,
I don't.
Coco is in that set. Yeah, with the big pants. Yeah,
Yeah, and there was nothing wrong with the original Series 3 Hasbro, but, I mean, it was a fused leg, but I think Coco Beware, that figure, that pose fit his character. And with one of the best accessories with Frankie, I mean, I don't think Coco Beware was one of those retros that need to be redone, at least so
right.
soon. But I love what
Yeah,
Cosmos and Gimmicks did with their figure. Better play pose, and the bird actually situates on the hand. So,
yeah, yeah, for
you
sure.
know, I'm thankful for that. One of the few accessories that actually work really well.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I know. My only complaint was with the Mooney and the Lord Alfred Hayes. I know it's his company or whatever, but I really wish he left the G off it. I'm just being honest. That's just my opinion. Like I get what he was going after, but I just like personally would rather have it plain. But that's maybe just me. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I have this one here. So for the viewers who don't know about Grapples,
Hey, there it is.
talking about. So I actually like that. I mean, me personally,
Okay.
because I mean, it's still kind of like exactly like WWF Hasbro, and instead of having the little WWF signal emblem up here, I like the aspect that they put their own, and you can see 2 G's kind of mixed in there. So Grapples gimmicks. So
Sure.
I don't mind. I actually think that's really awesome. But that's again, each person has their own preference.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I,
But I
I
don't mind
respect
that.
that, dude.
Oh, anybody that's watching and needs a Macho Man figure, let me know, because I got a 3rd one of these for whatever reason. I probably ordered 3, but I just didn't realize I did.
Oh, actually, I think my buddy Chris is looking for one. But
Maybe.
yeah, I was able to scoop one of those on eBay for a good price, and I'm pretty happy about it because I really wanted that USA Macho Man. So
Yeah,
I'm glad
definitely.
to have procured that one.
But that's also the 3rd figure in this particular pose. And then he's got 2 other figures, not with this color scheme, but 2 other figures without the jacket. So
Right.
it's just another one of those companies that are mass producing the same characters over and over again. I hear a lot of hate with Ahmad at Latuni because he keeps making Macho Man figures, but you don't seem to hear as much from freaking Big Rubber Guys or from Zombie Sailors or from Grapples and Gimmicks, and they made a million Macho Man figures themselves.
Right. Right.
I mean, he's one of the biggest stars ever. You know he's going to sell. So, I mean, can we ever really hate on Macho Man? It's just that every one of these companies are mass producing them in large quantities, large variants. So it's like that's where it gets frustrating. That's why
Yeah.
you get sick and tired of seeing Macho Man, of Ric Flair, of on occasion Hulk Hogan or Ultimate Warrior, Andre the Giant, Legion of Doom, Powers of Pain.
Hmm.
Uh, what's another one that keeps getting made over and over again? Demolition keeps getting made
Yeah.
over and over again. So, and even right now, you have like multiple companies coming out with Men on a Mission figures. You got multiple companies coming out with Strike Force figures. I'm
Hmm.
like I
Oh, the
know.
Beverly Brothers. That's another one. Two companies are making the Beverly Brothers,
Well, I know Title Run Toys are making them. Who else is making
and
them? Are they?
Epic is making them. Yeah.
Epic Auto? Oh, this one's empty.
So honestly, what I did, dude, is I pre-ordered the one of 300, but I didn't
Yeah.
get the regular edition because I'm like waiting it out. And I figure, well, if they suck, like it'll be easier to get rid of a one of 300. I thought, I don't know.
Absolutely. Shoot. I mean, that's why I kind of get a lot of these as well. I think is I see that limited quantity. I kind of feel like it's going to be valuable, but I keep telling myself it's not. But I still get extras sometimes,
Yeah,
nonetheless.
yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
America says Hasbro, LJ, and Mattel elites for me. I know, really don't care for Mattel. I mean, it depends on what it is. Like Mattel retros, I like the line. It took me several months when I first started collecting to get into the retros, but once I went in, yeah, they're probably on my top 10 favorite list. There are a lot of elites I have, but that's more for like collection sake. And even the Ultimate Editions, I buy them because they have sort of like a LGN feel. So I really like that set. But on card, when they're in package, they're perfectly fine. When they're taken loose and displayed, I could care less. Just like regular Mattel figures, just like Jack Pacific figures. They to me they have very similar, if not the exact play poses, height, stance, all that articulation. I hate so.
Yeah.
I was just curious in current retros, current companies that sell them. Yeah, so I'm not talking about Hasbro itself, which is good. How you classify the major stars figs from Collect Major? I love them, but I don't know what style to call them. And those little mini micro brawler type figures. I mean, I just call them minifigures. I mean, I don't know how you would call them either. They got a what, a set of four, don't they? At Collect Major, but
I think they were saying something like a Funko, but obviously the proportions are a little more. Well, actually, the heads are still big on those. I pretty much saw them. I thought the Macho Man looked cool, but personally, I just can't get into another toy line. That's just me. But the Macho Man did look cool. Also.
yeah, and I'm gonna hit more on Big Rubber Guys in a second here. John says, "Hey guys from the Philippines." Hey, welcome, John. I
Hey,
think most
Philippine
people
Wow.
call, but I think they're different enough to be not considered retro. I know like Matt Cardona at Big Rubber Guys said the same thing, but like he puts them on a higher pedestal. Like he loves the figures, and I don't know if he loves them because he's generally excited about this junk, or if it's because he's in business with them.
Yeah.
So I'm still flabbergasted watching that video that I mentioned earlier. That I thought that a zombie sailors figure belonged on the top list. I'm like, come on. Like I banished zombie sailors carded figures from my main display room. I banished them into the garage because I didn't covet them no more, and I replaced them with Mattel retros. That's how little I think about these figures now. Am I ever going to sell them? Of course not, because you're not going to get your money back. And if you buy 100 of these at $40 a pop, that's $4,000. You think you're gonna sell them online for $4,000?
Yeah.
And after eBay fees, what is that? 24 grand, so maybe $3,200.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that box they put out for that Macho Man, that art, or if you want to call it art on that, was
Yeah.
hideous, dude. Like, what was that? But I
For
will
my
say, like, I think we were talking before, the LOD that he seems to have coming out on Black Friday, those do look pretty sick. I'll say that much.
yeah, and
But yeah, I think it's kind of pick and choose with him. You know what I mean? Like some are gonna suck, and I think some might be okay. You know what I mean?
I also feel like again, I feel like that Legion of Doom is the same as the Owen Hart figure that they had released. I don't care about buying from this company anymore, but I feel like no matter what it is, Legion of Doom will always sell and they will always sell for good money.
Yeah.
So they're probably gonna I mean the tag team will probably be like what, $75 when you buy the 2 pack. And when the time comes and you get them on eBay, they're probably gonna be going for like $150. But that's to me, I feel like Legion of Doom is worth the investment. It's just the rest of the stuff that we get. I mean, I
Yeah.
thought Blackstrap Andre the Giant was an awesome investment. I thought the red card Blue Andre was the main figure. I thought the black card Blackstrap Andre was the variant that was going to be the rare variant, and that was going to be like Hasbro Series 1 Andre.
Right.
You hold on to that card for 20 years, or maybe not even 20 years, but let's say 20 years later, that piece you paid $30 on will probably be worth $300 to $600. So that was my thinking. And I bought like 4 sets, and I have a couple left over, obviously, but I have not been able to sell a single one of those suckers.
Yeah.
Um, and I think when I first put it up, I was being like any other eBay seller, trying to put it up for a large margin, like 120 bucks or 125 or something. And then over the months, I depleted it all the way down to as little as 35 bucks, and I still can't sell that sucker.
Oh man, wasn't that initially like a Black Friday exclusive?
I don't know, but I know it costs less than a normal Zombie Sailors figure.
Huh. I do have both of those. I got the blue. I get the blue and the black. I got them. Like early on, I was definitely into zombie, but as time went by, it's been kind of less and less interest.
Yeah. So L says, I think by the time Dan Spivey was Waylon Mercy, his body was starting to give, so the gimmick lasted a short time.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I know like Diesel or Nash power bombed him. That was pretty much it. That was the end of his career. I just love the gimmick, and I guess, like he was younger or something at the time that he picked it up, but it just didn't work that way.
Yeah.
So.
And as far as Chris, hit me up later on, bud. Well, I'll see what I could do to get this out to you if you still need it.
I recommend it, Chris.
So I love the feel of the Macho Giants, so I don't care going to get them at all. Macho Giants. Are you talking about the LGN Macho Man, or are you talking about the Andre the Giant figure?
Oh, is that Mega Powers one? That's like supposed to be the size of the talking edition.
Oh, is that what that is? The
I
Everest line with the 12-inch figures. Yeah, I only got the yellow Mega Maniacs version. I didn't get the black and white for the 12-inch, but I told him, man, look, if you see me not order anything, make sure you order extras and have them on hand, because I'm going to get everything from you. It's just right now, because the last several months I've been working on the house, so the way that I was going hot and heavy in all of these, I basically put a halt to that. So I buy a little here, a little there, but like it's gone from being up here to like, so we're nowhere close to getting the same quantity as before. Hasbro's my favorite. I mean, absolutely, Dave. Dex, sorry.
Yeah, for sure, Dax. I mean, nothing can top the Hasbro. I mean, it's pretty much up there, and that's it. Nothing can touch it, in my opinion.
Might have to lay these figures out, but if you want to talk my top 10 least favorite, I mean, maybe off the top of your head, maybe you have some least favorites in mind, but I mean, I'm pretty sure I can lay this out. I know it's not going to be in the same way I had it laid out before, but
yeah, man, do it. It sounds cool. I'm all about it.
March 15th of 22. That's when I filmed that video. It was the beginning of my channel. And my beginning of my channel, like the first 27 episodes, was my favorite LJN tournament. And I was filming those videos in mid-March, but I didn't post them until like the end of March, because I wanted to wait until after the tournament was over. And that way I didn't have any videos, intermingling with the tournament.
Nice.
But I went back, I watched those episodes. I'm like, I don't know. I feel very soft spoken or something. Like it was still early stages. I wasn't used to being filming myself or anything, so I was still getting a feel of how I wanted to talk about or present my videos. So
Right.
you kind of watch those videos, and then you watch like a video from like a year ago. You kind of see the progression. So, but yeah, looking at my top 10 on Saturday, kicking 2 of my favorites out of the top 10 and replacing them with 2 others. I thought that could have happened. Least favorite figures, I think I still got the same figures. I don't think I swapped them out with anything. They're just different locations. But I'm gonna answer a few more of these questions, and then hit up on that LJN tournament. That's what I want to talk about too. Feel different than Hasbro Retros. Punk, to me, that CM Punk was terrible. Do not like it. From are the yeah, absolute worst. Yeah, man. I Dex. That's what I got to do too. That's my most successful video, the air figure for the Jimmy Hart, and I can't even capitalize on that because it's a short, and I'm like, that sucks. Give me those views on a regular video, and damn, I'd probably making like $100 a month off of that. Actually, I have no idea what YouTube would pay you on that. I'm just speculating, but I'm over here thinking that this guy with 5,000 subs makes like $300 a month, and he may make $300 once a year. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's it's crazy that you have that figure. I saw it on like YouTube, other places, but the fact that you have that's really cool. Actually, that's a crazy figure, man.
Well, some of the guys that commented on it said that it could be a custom.
Uh,
I didn't look at it, so I don't know what it says. But like the bottom of the leg of an original says Hulk, and maybe the dark skin says Hogan, or vice versa. Maybe it says Hogan and it's supposed to say Hulk. So I mean, either way, like I said, I won an auction with a group of other figures. I didn't pay a lot for it, and if it does turn out to be a custom, it'll be deeply disappointing because
right,
you take it from being like a $800 figure to like a $50 figure at best, maybe
right,
30. So
for sure. Yeah.
I mean, based on what I bought in that bundle, and I was able to resell a lot of the other stuff. So I mean, like if I hold on to it, it didn't essentially cost me any money. So I got to look at it from that point of view. And seeing how a mint on card, a few years ago sold for like $1,300.
Wow. Damn, man.
I mean, insane.
Yeah, I remember back in the day, like in KB Toys, they'd have like a whole bin of those dudes. I remember picking up a Macho Man because that's my dude.
Hey, Kirk's Corners in the house. What's up, bud? I didn't know about zombie. I didn't know about Just Toys bendable figures. I didn't know about Original San Francisco. I didn't know about Jack Pacific because by that point I was way out of wrestling. I mean, I was still watching the show, but like I wasn't playing or collecting toys. I didn't see advertisements for that stuff. At least I don't remember. I mean, I'm sure they probably were on TV, but like 1993. I think 1993. I think that was it. I think I was out of playing with wrestling toys at that point. Maybe 94 at age 9, possibly, but like my level of play was such a limited period of time, like 1990 to 92, 90 to 93, 94, something like that. So we're talking ages 5 to 7, 5 to 9, something like that. And when I was 8 years old, Power Rangers came out and I was obsessed with that. I collect all the toys, so I didn't collect anything else. And yes, I was still watching wrestling until 96, 97, maybe even early 98, but I didn't know about any of their action figures. So seeing a lot of this stuff, I'm seeing this stuff for the first time when I started collecting right back at 2021. And the only reason I was buying stuff at that point, because remember, for like 20 years, man, I didn't buy anything for myself or close to it. But I came home, I opened up a eBay account and I started selling stuff on eBay and I started making some pretty good money. So then I started splurging on myself a little bit, and then I just went all out. So
Yeah, man. I remember, yeah, once they actually, I don't think as a kid I even knew about the green cards of Hasbro. I was like impressed that I was able to find the yellow cards,
yeah,
like back in the day, like the Kamala set and whatever. But like, I didn't even know that existed. And then as the stores like phased them out, I was like, what am I gonna do now? And then those what were they called? Bone crunchers or whatever. I wasn't like sold on those. Like it took me a little bit to even consider those.
yeah, and the only reason, I mean, everybody knows that story. The only reason I bought them is because I wanted a few for the collection just to say I have them. But once Wrestle Something Wrestlers came out with their own bone crunchers, I became a fan of them through those figures because those figures are amazing.
Yeah,
But the
they're cool.
original Jack
Yep.
specific, but they're terrible. They're
Yeah.
flimsy bodies, legs. They're just
Yeah.
they're not good.
Definitely, dude. Definitely.
So G says the only things that he messed with are Dino Bravo and Abdullah's good from the Zombie Tailors line. They got 2 in stock. 1 Everest Ready, the Macho. Oh, the Macho Madness or the Mega Maniac one. I don't know who that is. I've been here before. I am a retired professional wrestler trained by Nick Eugene Dingsmore. Hey, Dex, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, dude.
We might have to
Good for
have
you,
you on the
man.
show one day.
Seriously.
Oh, I think I want to do it. I think I want to do the top 10 least favorite Hasbros.
Yeah, that sounds good, dude.
I keep looking at this darn box over here, and I'm like, I want to do this. These look so much fun. But before I do that, I want to talk about the tournament, the LJN tournament, because I know I'm going to forget. All right, so as I said, when I first created my channel, I only created the channel because I wanted to do a My Favorite LJN tournament. There had been like, I think 3 tournaments that I had saw simultaneously, and I think the only one that really stands out because he's the only one whose tournament I actually remember watching to the end. That was New Age Revolution. And when I was going on deployment back to Iraq around December, he started like November with the tournament. And so I used to watch that stuff religiously when I was in the hotel, going through orientation and stuff in Fayetteville. And I used to go back and watch a lot of his other Hasbro reviews or, top 10 favorite LJ and stuff like that. So really became a big fan favorite at the tail end of 21, early 22. And I think I watched him before that, and so when I came home after I got injured, I'm like, you know what? I want to create a YouTube channel. I want to talk about this stuff too because it's become important to me. And I thought maybe I'd make like 5 videos and I'd be done. Like I didn't think I'd really stick with it very long. And the more and more videos I made, it became more and more interesting. And suddenly, the very first 27, less than 30 videos into the channel, they're all tournaments. The problem, what happened is I came back that exact same year at the end of 2022 and made a second LJN tournament. And I did it because my first tournament, I spent the several episodes in the basement where it was dark as hell. I didn't have the recessed lights at that time. And I spent a bunch of episodes filming in my dining room. So I wanted to come back, do a sort of year 2. And that was to do it better, to remake it, do it better. And I didn't do anything in 23. So then I came back in the tail end of 24 and I did year 4. No, I did year 3 of the My Favorite LJN tournament. So the first 2 tournaments, if the figures were just like, sitting on the shelf like so, right? As you go along,
Right.
that's how I pin them against each other. Like if I had a Don Morocco figure original, I would have a Don Morocco custom and it would sit right next to him. So let's say Big John Studd and actually I kind of cheated a little bit because I had like Hogan next to Studd, but I didn't put Andre versus Studd, Hogan versus whoever, because I wanted Studd, Hogan, Andre. I wanted those guys to be the next round. So I kind of moved it around a little bit, but like maybe Studd versus Hillbilly Jim or something like that.
Yeah.
And if they were customs, like if I had a Don Morocco and a Don Morocco custom, they would square off, and then the best figure would move forward. So I did my first tournament like that. Second tournament, same thing. I had, one-on-one in order, and if I came across a figure that had a similar custom, so like, let's say I had Greg Valentine. let's say this was a Greg Valentine LJN, and I had a Greg Valentine custom with this exact same figure, right? All they did was, repaint, whatever. They would square off against each other. Or if I had 8 Brutus beefcakes, all 8 Brutuses would square off, and then I would just choose the best from that one. Now, the third tournament, I changed things up. I'm like, you know what? Every figure was going to be its own. And that meant if I had 8 Brutus beefcakes, they wouldn't square off against each other. They would just square off based on how I drew them. And then, yes, I put all the names in a hat, and I drew it out of a bowl.
Nice.
And so that way, if I had 8 Brutuses, guess what? 8 Brutuses have a chance to win. You're not eliminating 7 of them right off the bat. But the problem with that tournament, I had 320 figures. Customs plus originals, rubber plus resin. 320 figures.
Wow. Yeah, man.
First tournament took me 26 episodes. The second tournament, I think, took me even less. I think it took me 25, but I added an extra matchup per video on that one. The third tournament, I think I was doing 4 matchups per video. And that third tournament took me like 86 episodes to finish. And I wasn't doing them back to back. I might have had a few episodes, mixed in between here and there. So, but that I felt like was like the extreme. That was like the most incredible tournament I could have ever done. And I didn't feel like I needed to do it ever again. But I put up the question, hey guys, are we still interested in doing an LJN tournament year 4? Normally when I put up a poll, I get maybe 5 to 12 responses. And I had like almost 90 people reach out. And I'm like, crap. A lot of people are interested in this. And like 92% of them want to see a tournament. I'm like, okay. I'll tell you what I can't do, though. I cannot put all 320. Well, actually, the number's up to like 350 now. But
Yeah.
I will not put every figure in that tournament again. So I'm probably going to do like a pre-video. Like, hey, this is all of the originals. This figure's going down. That figure's going down. That one's going down. And maybe I can eliminate like 50 plus figures from the original line, and then I can scroll over to the custom wall, be like, okay, that's not going, that's not going, that's not going. And out of 200 plus figures, maybe I can, or 300, close to 300, maybe I could get rid of 200 of
them. Man. Definitely. I like the idea of what you're saying. I honestly haven't seen the ones before. If they're on your channel, I'll definitely have to check them out. But yeah, when you posted that, I was like, man, that's a great idea, because I knew that like you have like a massive collection, dude, like a great collection, and also you collected custom. So I thought that'd be very interesting, because you have what I would assume like a lot of one figures. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And but I think anybody that wants to see like the full roster of what I have, because I wanted to showcase every single figure. That's why I did it last time like that. But 320 figures, I can't do that again. I want to cut it down to like 130 or less. Yeah. Technically, I want to get to like 100. But if I could get to like 130 or a number that makes it even. So if I have like, 120 goes into 60, 60 goes into 30. But then what happens? 30 cuts down to 15. So when you do the next round, you're going to have like 7 winners, and the last matchup is going to be like a one-on-one because you have that uneven balance. But I'm thinking I'm only going to include the figures that I know are going to absolutely destroy the tournament, do an awesome job, some of my favorite figures, and B, if they're brand new. If it wasn't part of a past tournament, I'm going to include it in this tournament. But so the first 2 tournaments I did, I had the same winner both times. That wasn't really a surprise. The third time, because the way that I was doing a random draw, I thought it had the potential to really be life-altering. Maybe the past 2-time winner would have lost in the first time go. And I don't know if I want to give the results of those tournaments, because what if somebody wants to watch those videos, right? And I don't want to let them know who won. But surprisingly, my 2-time champion did not repeat.
Oh, dude, I was actually kind of scrolling, and it was nice. A couple folks have thanked you for your service,
Oh,
which
damn.
is, I'm sure, nice for you to hear.
Absolutely. Where were we at? I have some content posted. Cool. Hey, Dax, thanks so much, buddy. Rebo, Hey, Rebo, thanks, man. 8 Bruce Beefcakes would be a great Survivor Series match.
4-on-4 beefcake. I
I
like
might
it,
be
Chris. Book
exaggerating. It might be more like 4 or 5 Brutus Beefcakes. Maybe I have like 8 Roddy Pipers. Nah, man, but every time at one point, I think it was more about quantity, just getting all of these different customs that I thought were great. But like if I were to go back today and look on eBay and see what these were selling for, I wouldn't buy a lot of this stuff. Like there's a blue Jim Duggan LJN, somebody repainted look like so. And great figure, accessory, but he's got like somebody dropped him on the floor and his entire hand and arm cracked. So
Yeah.
I mean, if I were to resell that, I'd probably want somewhere around $50 to $75, and I don't think it would sell for that. I mean, with that crack, that deficiency, and I don't even think it's even a resin figure. I think it's an actual rubber figure. So I don't know how it has that sort of statue damage, which made no sense, but
Yeah.
because he actually is flexible. It's just a regular Series 5 LJN Jim Duggan, and it's a good looking figure. I love this paint scheme. This is what I'm familiar with, but like I probably wouldn't go back and buy that again. I wouldn't buy all of the different colors of Roddy Piper and Brutus Beefcake or the 10,000 Series 5 Hulk Hogan figures I have.
Yeah, man. Most popular figure ever.
I mean, the Series 5 Hogan, it's a commemorative piece. We all know that. You have Series 1 Hogan, the greatest action figure possibly ever.
I'd say
And
so.
nobody's going to go to a Series 5 Hogan for play.
Right.
It's a display piece. You could be 3 years old and know that you were never going to use that.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, it looks great. I mean, I put them in my top 20 LGNs for a reason. It's a good aesthetic piece. It's got the thickness that the Series 1 doesn't, which is a lot skinnier, but it's not a playable figure. It's on my top 20 because of aesthetics alone.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. What says what? Uncrustables. So I know my wife loves those, but I think she gets like either strawberry or grape. Actually, is there chocolate in there? I don't know. We go to the grocery store. She hasn't bought any in a long time, but I know grape is one of them. And I'm like, I was always thinking, like, what the hell is an Uncrustable? And I come to find out that all it is a darn peanut butter jelly sandwich.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
people are in love with
I
those
mean, they're
things.
not bad, but yeah, it's pretty simple.
Like my wife was, I was on deployment. Like I was in Iraq a few years ago, and she kept like being on the phone with me eating those things. Like, oh, I fucking love these things. I'm like, okay, what the hell's an Uncrustable?
Sure. Yeah, I hear you, dude. Yeah, actually, I agree right here with Fly the L. Don't know there was a chocolate. I didn't know that either. I assume they're all PB and J.
Like I'm trying to picture in my mind. Like I said, I know the purple is definitely one of them. That's why I said grape. I think there's a red strawberry, maybe flavored, possibly, but chocolate maybe. I'm trying to picture it. I can't. Like what I'm picturing in my head is more of like a cookies and cream type of deal, or like a chocolate chip cookie type, more than just a plain chocolate. So I don't think that's accurate. I think my mind is just playing tricks on me. Love the grape. Strawberry is surprisingly not as good. Huh. It's not a zebra cake though. What's happening, Lance?
Hey, what's up, Lance?
PB and chocolate is always a good mix. A goat mix. Oh, so your thoughts, man. Like if I decided, hey, I want to come back, I want to do this LGN tournament, like I have to present it in a way I didn't present it before. I'm already planning on reducing the number of figures that are participating in the tournament. I'm not going to have 300 plus figures. I God hope I don't have no 200 plus figures in that tournament. So I'm going to try to reduce it as much as possible so that only the truly awesome figures will be a part of it. That means you're not going to see no Jimmy Snuka. You're not going to see no Roddy Piper. You're not going to see no Bob Orton in
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I mean, I know someone like Elizabeth and Slick won't win those tournaments, but they have a couple of good figures. Like Elizabeth Custom, I might keep that in there because that one does really good. Like I
Yeah.
feel like in the two tournaments, last two tournaments, I think the Mega Powers Elizabeth Custom has gone like 3 or 4 rounds.
Wow.
And I think in like the second tournament, she was removed in round 3 against Kamala. I'm like, you're not beating Kamala, okay? I mean, Kamala's top 4 best LJN ever. I mean, there's just no way. But I want to stick with the blind drawing. You know, write out their names, put it in a hat,
Yeah,
pick
man.
Kamala, Series 1 Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, yeah.
Kind of do
I
like
used
that,
to
right?
do that with the figures too. Throw all the names in a hat for a Royal Rumble and pick them all out, and then like do the Rumble as far as like how the names came out of the hat.
You know,
Sometimes,
last October-ish, I made like an hour and 10-minute Royal Rumble match. It was like the first time I actually played with these toys legitimately, not just kind of goofing off. Because when I first did the LJN tournament, I never had LJNs as a kid. I never played with them. I didn't know how they played, how they felt, and all that. You know how serviceable they were as action figures. So
right?
I threw together a few Royal Rumbles just so I could try and get a feel for the figures. And of course, when I talk about the tournament, the first one in particular, it was more about the figures, like their play pose, uh, their serviceability, their color scheme, right? When I did the second tournament, I tried to incorporate more history with each wrestler, and I did the same thing even more with the third tournament. But when you have like 86 episodes of a tournament and they're all like 45 minutes long, it was really hard for me to really expect a lot of people to tune into those videos. Plus, when you kind of look at like my live stream thumbnails, I always put like sort of like this horror theme in the thumbnail. It has nothing to do with the live stream itself. I just like the pictures, so I just put them in up as a thumbnail, so that we don't have some blank generic thumbnail posted, right?
Right, right.
I kind of did the same thing with my third LJN tournament. I just had like a lot of these horror themed pictures as a thumbnail. Had nothing to do with wrestling. I just liked the pictures. And I
Yeah, yeah.
thought viewers who watched that tournament would kind of know that it was my video even before they even saw the title because they saw that picture. And it did worse. It did worse. It's probably worse than the other 2 tournaments, which is a shame because like I said, that third tournament was, in my opinion, unbelievably good. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I loved making it, and even going back and watching it was so much fun.
Now, on the first 2, did you have like on the thumbnails like pictures of the figures? Is what you're saying, or?
Now, I didn't start using thumbnails until like maybe a year ago. Yeah, I don't know when I started incorporating thumbnails. Usually, when you post a video, it'll post the video. The thumbnail will be somewhere of the video at some point. Like it could show a picture of you where your face is like 7 minutes and 13 seconds into the video, and that's your thumbnail. So my thumbnails were always like whatever the picture was from that YouTube selected. But that might have been the first time I started using thumbnails. I don't know, for that third tournament. But yeah, like the first tournament was like 130 figures, maybe. The second tournament was like 180 or something like that. And then like I got to tournament 3 and I'm up to like 320 figures. So if I do year 4, I'm gonna be up to like 350, 360, and I'm not doing all that. That's just too much. So we'll see what happens on that aspect though. What's up,
I
Port?
locked the door. I locked the door of my girlfriend. I had to let her in.
Hey, Jay, thanks so much, buddy. Hey, Jay, if you have any more special requests, man, I appreciate, the special requests for YouTube Shorts and TikTok Shorts. So if you got anything more from me, man, and I like making those videos, and I've run out of ideas, so kind of taking, the viewers what they want to see and making special requests. Hogan, Terry Funk, etc. I mean, it's been a lot of fun to make those type of videos as well. Jazzwares is owned by Berkshire Hathaway, I think Warren Buffett. Jazzwares. Do I have any damn Jazzwares? Like, I know I have the AEW figures. I don't know if I have Jazzwares. They're same thing, aren't they? It says Jazzware inside. Good fan interaction too. Was just looking at my Jazzwares Vault Sting 3-pack. Damn, I need that. I need all of those things. Sting. Like, I realized during one of my last special request videos, I only had like 2 videos worth of Sting, and I would think that I would have a whole lot more than just that. Now there are a few pieces I actually missed, a few loose pieces that should have been part of those videos, and I wasn't able to include them. Hey, my man that was supposed to show up and $20 for me to take a sip of this. I don't think he's tuned in yet. But yeah, we're about an hour, less than an hour, 20 minutes in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if you saw. There's like that Halloween sale at Ringside Collectibles to get some cheap Jazzware stuff over there. But I know, like, it's best to wait towards the Christmas time. That's where I hold out to.
Pretty much the same thing for Mattel. Like, all of those figures you paid $60 for early in the year, they're going to be selling for like $20 to $30 by Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. Exactly.
Ring of Honor FDR is 3% off. Yeah, Ringside Club Christmas sale is usually pretty great.
Yeah, definitely.
Really, the only thing I buy off Ringside Collectibles most of the time is just simply the Hasbro style, retro style protective cases. But I mean, occasionally I might buy something, an actual figure from them, but it's most of the cases. And here's the thing that I've learned: they have a bundle of like 20 of those cases for like $90. Don't ever buy the bundle. Every time I've gotten a bundle in, every single one of them, like when you close the protective case, it doesn't give you that nice snap. They're all busted, and so they don't close properly. So you have to sit there, you have to tape them together to keep them closed. It's a complete waste of money. So you could buy like a set of 6 for like $27, and I normally buy 2 sets and maybe a small price figure to keep it over $60 for free shipping. But that 20 for 90, yeah, it's a little bit better of a deal. But at the end of the day, it's like the cases never work appropriately. Is the Superstars line the same as AWA Remco's? No. Really, Remco really are their own action figure. The AWA or the Mattel Superstars are more like, think of them as a dollar store bootlegs. I put them closer to that than I do the AWA Remco's. So even Power Town, I've seen pictures, even though they're not released yet. Power Town, the Mattel Superstars, the Bell to Bell figures, they're more reminiscent of your bootleg, your Sun Gold bootleg figures. So the hands and the bodies of the AW Remco's, there's clear difference between the two sets, but I still say that they're part of the Remco style. And there's Gloop style, there's LJN style, there's Hasbro style, and there's Remco style. That's how I break it down. Even original San Francisco, like, I would probably classify original San Francisco under the LJN banner because they're not quite the same height, but they're still the same sort of build-ish.
Yeah, definitely. Or remember those Jack Superstars LJNs? Those are crazy.
I have a number of them, but they're not like the pose on those are garbage. Like they were really just
Yeah,
going for a direct pose and not really think of it as a child's toy that they would use. So that's why a lot of these companies are coming up with these designs. It doesn't make no sense to me.
yeah, yeah.
Every time I look at the ringside 3-pack of Mick Foley, it goes up. Ugh.
Mm. Yeah, I
Word of
remember
the
that on sale last year for pretty cheap, and I kind of regrettably passed on it. I like the backdrops they had, actually. I would have used those for my retrofit.
So Elle was asking about Bell to Bell, which okay, cool. Yeah, Bell to Bell, like I just classify them the same thing. I mean, I put them under the banner of AWA Remco's, but like I said earlier, there's sheer difference when you compare them. Bell to Bell are more closely resembling the Mattel Superstars than the actual AWA Remco's.
Mhm.
AWA Remco are the best, great playable action, and that's the thing about a lot of the bootleg figures or the AWA Remco's is it doesn't matter what figure you have, all of them are going to be playable pieces. I mean, even Hasbro, you can't make that argument. Like you would want all of your figures to look like this, right? But then you end up getting a figure that looks like this. Like
Yeah,
who would use that?
yeah, exactly. I see like a few companies are coming out with those GI Joe style figures, the wrestling figures. And I'll say back in the day, I was one of those people that had a GI Joe wrestling fed with my GI Joes, so that kind of hit home. I don't know if I'm gonna collect them, but it's a cool idea at least, something different. But I know like two companies. I think uh, Pro Wrestling Tees and KWK are both doing them, so should be interesting.
Those pro wrestling tees, they signed up with Zombie Sailors, and when we were buying the Owen Hart figure, check this out. I bought 3 Owen Harts. One obviously I open, one I keep on card, or one I keep on card, one I open. The third one I bought from my buddy Kirk. So when that comes in, I can send it out to him. And I think shipping on that was like $20-$30. I don't remember what it was, but they also team with this pro wrestling tees, right? And it's like, hey, you get this question mark box, so they're gonna choose what kind of t-shirt you get. I'm like, okay, $10, not too bad. Tell me why just adding a simple t-shirt to the order brought it up from like $20 to like $50 on shipping. I'm
Mm,
like, get the F out of here. I went back and I'm like, okay, let me drop the number of 2 figures, or 3 figures to 2, 2 figures to 1, and see what the shipping would be. Still extremely pricey. I don't know why they don't do free shipping, but it was at least reasonable-ish.
right.
Ish, because you could put all 3 of those figures in one box, ship it out for less than $10. No. They want to charge you like $10 shipping on the first box, an additional $10 on the second, additional $10 on the third. And then like you add that t-shirt, it adds another $20. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So when people say like, why do you have you stop liking Zombie Sailors? Well, because a lot of stuff they do is crooked as hell for starters, and their action figures are just straight trash. And the quality we used to give them credit for, being you can sit there and like pull all your might, pull on these, you won't break it. BS. These things off the card are already coming with, loose body parts and stuff, right? So it's like it's infuriating.
Yeah. Right. I pre-ordered the Owen too. I have to admit, I fell for that one. I was like, oh man, like King of Hearts, and then I like looked at it and I was like, I'm gonna regret getting this, aren't I?
L says that the Mariners are probably going to lose to the LA Cheaters. Oh God. Um, I'm rooting for the Mariners. I hope the Mariners beat Toronto, and I hope they beat the Dodgers in the World Series. I feel like that's an organization that's waited long enough. I mean, maybe not suffering the way us Cubs fans have, but I think it's time. And I hear all of these reports coming out of Chicago, coming out of like Jesse Rogers and all these folks talking about the Dodgers are going to sign Kyle Tucker. I'm like, everybody's making it seem like it's like they're going to be bona fide 100+ win World Series champions by signing Tucker. The Cubs got Tucker, and he was a average to below average player. 136 games this season out of 162. That's a full season, okay? Yeah, he missed some time. He still had enough to prove his record, his numbers. A 260 something hitter with 22 home runs and 73 RBIs is not worthy of a $400 million contract for 10 years. So if the Dodgers want him, I hope they give him an $800 million contract. Okay, let them pay him all of the money in the world so that he could bat 270 with 20 home runs and 56 RBIs. Because in that lineup, all he's going to have the opportunity is to drive in 56 runs. You think he's going to be a 100, 125 RBI guy with Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts and Kiki Hernandez and Freddie Freeman lineup, and it's just on and on and on, right? So, but if the Cubs sign him for 10 years, 15 years, 400 million, no, that's a big issue because he is not going to perform for the Cubs. But we shall see how it plays out. I don't care if the Cubs sign him. Great. I just want it to be for decent money, for money that's value for a 20 home run, 70 RBI guy. You guys still play action? I loved LGM, but Hasbro and Remco's are the best for play action. I don't. Although the way that people talk about it all the time, I'm feeling like I need to get into it, man. Maybe I need to start creating some new wrestling videos or something. Just heard about the pro wrestling tees. G.I. Joes. Need to also look up for KWK. I'll be all over them. Yeah, KWK, man. They're like one of my all-time favorites. So always highly recommend. Let's see. Pro wrestling tees shipping is atrocious. Thought about just driving up to Chicago instead. G.I. Joe Classified. Awesome stuff. What's going on, Bowman? I begrudgingly pre-ordered the 4-pack AEW Beer Grower guys and paid the shipping tax. Yeah, I mean, I bought the AEW LJN style. It's got Sting in there. It's got the Surfer Sting, which I thought was awesome. Question is, the female, who was it? Damn, who was the female in the 4-pack? I don't remember. But she's supposed to have like two variants. The filled-in colored version and then like a sort of black and white comic book type version. And I'm like, damn, I don't know if I want the Chase more or if I want the original more. I mean, obviously for color and detail, I want the original, but Chases are obviously worth a whole lot more money, right? So I'm kind of torn. I think I'd rather have the Chase and just buy the other one whenever I can. What up? At work, just pop it up real quick. Amazon spoiled us. I'm frequently a buyer of Jim Cornette stuff from his site, and his shipping is also high, but he's literally one person shop, so understandable a bit. I'm gonna have to be the guy around here who loves zombie sailors. Nope, can't do it, buddy.
Yeah, man. I mean, I tried, and like, they're not all horrible in my opinion, but when they're bad, they're bad. Yeah, so that's what I gotta say.
See, L says Dodgers are doing some financial shenanigans like the 49ers do in football. Well, I mean, shoot, they're smart. They're smart business people. You signed Shohei Ohtani to $70 million a year. Like, what the hell are you thinking? You're giving a 10-year contract to someone, and for $700 million. But then I find out that with merchandising, jerseys, and all that, and with all of the sponsorship that they get from like Japan and all that. That's $700 million that they're going to pay Shohei Ohtani over the next 10 years. They earned over $700 million in just his first year from sponsorship and all that and merchandising. And I'm like, what a freaking steal. So that money he made basically covered his entire contract in year one. They win the World Series. Guess what? They're going to continue winning the World Series. They're going to continue to bring in more fans, sell more food and merchandising. And suddenly that $700 million contract is going to earn them probably $25 billion over the next 10 years. And that's probably not even an exaggeration. Well, if we say 700 million in a year, then we could say 7 billion over 10. Fine. We'll cut it down significantly. 7 billion. But we all know his merchandising is going to keep on skyrocketing. It's not like it's going to slow down. Man, I don't know why Tucker was even part of the Cubs. Yeah, Yes, I said he needs to play if he's gonna be on the if he's gonna be on the roster, he's gotta play. But in a 5-game series against the Brewers, I would have sat him 2, maybe even 3 times that series. He should not have been in there. But Craig Counsell just scared, man. He doesn't know how to manage other than his main starters. So that was just really poor play all around. John Muscle and Battle Beast all fig fed as a kid. I'd get a block of wood and use nails for the ring post, rubber bands for ropes. Also, some awesome rings. Yeah, I tried. I don't know about you, but like I had a bunch of Hasbro rings I bought right for my collection. But like I tried creating my own wrestling ring just because I was just goofing off one day. And I looked at that. I'm like, dude, you have no creative attention to detail whatsoever. That was horrific. I was using like this little white tape that you get. Well, it's not tape. It's a cloth, but that you would use like in the military when you're trying to set off set off a staged area or whatnot. And I was like putting pencils through the cardboard box as my rings. I was just wrapping it around. I looked at it. I'm like, dude, this is so freaking corny. But like I said, I was just being stupid. And we're not talking 5 years old doing this, 10 years old doing this. No, this was me a year ago. It wasn't necessary. I would just kind of see what I could do, which wasn't much.
Oh, Lance, by the way, dude, I have a figure fed on my channel, so I see you with the figure feds, but I've already made one. It's with the retro and the Hasbro's, but I would definitely be entertained to make a different style line. Like, actually, with Waddy making the LJN line, I was thinking about maybe one day making a fig fed out of those two. That would be cool.
Pretty awesome, man. You know what? We talked to LJN's tournament. I think I'm gonna line these guys up because I want to lay out my top 10 favorites. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if you have anything off the top of your head that you can think about that might you feel like could be on the top 10 list, but I'm gonna set these out to see how I feel about these guys.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Honestly, I'm looking at these. I just don't know how I would set these aside. That's not part of it. I'd probably put this up here. So 10, 9, 8.
Yeah, man, I was looking at the chat. Yeah, I definitely had a G.I. Joe fig fed. I loved using them. I even got like the Street Fighter guys. I thought that was a cool line to mix with them. And I think they made Mortal Kombat ones, but I might be wrong about that. But I definitely had the Street Fighter. And I used the Honda as Yokozuna, like I'm sure a lot of people did.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right. I don't know if this is exactly how I had it set up before, but that's fine. All right. This is the top 10 least favorite Hasbros. All right. So this is my lineup from a few years ago. And this is how much this has changed. Coming in at number 10 with as my 10th least favorite Hasbro, Jim Duggan. Now,
okay.
Everybody that watches my channel, they know the deal about Jim Duggan. I don't think I have to go into much detail. This is a figure that I had from childhood. This is one that got a lot of use. Love the figure. So, in the grand scheme of things, this is an absolutely perfect action figure. The arms that are straight out. I like the whole slamming motion. The good leg separation. I love the figure. But I always say that Hasbro is so jammed packed with amazing figures. How do you choose 10 bad figures? It's really not possible. So you're going to see a lot of Series 1. You're going to see a lot of Series 2 figures on here. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad. It just means, well, based on this particular lineup, you got to fit them in somewhere.
Right.
Now, not 3 years ago when I did this the first time, but on my Saturday live stream when I did my top 10 favorite, the Series 9 Jim Duggan actually broke his way into the number 9 best Hasbro figure. It is literally the exact same figure. So you go from number 9 best of the entire lineup of 94 figures to the top 10 worst among the 94 figures. And the only difference, it's simplicity. Trunks and boots. If he had the color and paint scheme that the Series 9 did, he would be a much higher figure. So I put Jim Duggan as number 10 worst of all time.
And maybe it's being nitpicky, but like the fact that he had the black boots instead of the blue kind of bothered me. Like I know he had appeared on TV a couple of times, you know, with the black boots, but he was by that time it was blue boots, blue knee pads, blue trunks. You know, that was it. So that always kind of bothered me because it was like, why didn't you just use the blue paint on the boots too?
I mean, at least at this point, that it does give it that extra color scheme that I like. So, I mean, it adds a little bit more to the figure. But you're right, though. Like my LJN custom is just a straight jet blue figure.
Right.
So,
definitely.
So 3.5 years ago, in March of 2022, when I made the video the first time talking about my top 10 least favorite, Jim Duggan was on that list. He was at number 6.
Yeah.
So I called him the 6th worst figure. Technically, I if I look at the LGNs or the Hasbro's long enough, I probably could kick him out of the top 10, but I think this is easier. Number 9. Oh, give me back here. Here we go. So, number 9. Stay. I think I spent the hell out of that. Big Boss Man, Series 1.
Yeah.
3.5 years ago, Series 3 Big Boss Man was on my list at number 10 best Hasbro's. And Big Boss Man was on that list as the number 7 worst. So, and it's the exact same figure. I mean, no change to the head. Not a whole lot of a change to the head, but I mean, the shirt and pants, I mean, that never changes. That's his look. But the slimmer body with the fighting pose, it just made it a whole lot better. A figure I had as a child, so I have a lot of affection for this particular figure. But what bothered me as a kid still bothers me as an adult. Tiny head, big body. But I mean, the hands out, they're still in a straight out that I like. They're perfect playable figure. The open hand, the figure can be broken, so that is a downside as well. I mean, value of these figures should not play a role in my determination. It should be based on the character, the play pose, the color scheme, all that, right? Financial responsibility should not be part of my my requirements, but I mean, he's basically a $5 to $10 figure most of the time. Throw in an accessory, maybe it's $15-$20, but so I pushed him back 2 spots this time, but he's still gonna be a top 10 worst.
Plus, too, I remember when that was released. Like by the time that was released, like Boss Man had lost the weight, and he was like a good guy. So when that second one came out, I remember being wicked pumped for that one, and the whole clothesline arm for the Boss Man slam. Like as far as that was key. So I love that second Boss Man, definitely.
So number 8, and this one is a surprise because 3.5 years ago, this figure was not on my top 10 list. So he is making his first entry as the number 8, number 8 worst Hasbro. And as someone who grew up with the green suit Series 2 $1 Million Man, I love that figure. It's probably my favorite $1 Million Man figure ever. So I have a special affection for that particular piece. But you look at this one, I mean, the body, you don't have like this big square body with like sitting on legs, right? Like a Butch or Luke from Series 10 of Bushwhackers or an IRS. The $1 Million Man has proportionate body, but I didn't know about this figure when I was a kid. I didn't learn about this until I started collecting. The issue with this, aesthetically, it's perfect. It's fantastic. Perfect play pose with the arms straight out. Exactly what I'm looking for. And he's got a good working action, right? Good head sculpt, championship belt. Like, what more could you ask for in an action figure? But when you look at this, you put him against these other figures, he is such a small, thin figure. And in that respect, I don't have a Series 9 here, but put this up against a Series 9, and you could shear the width and height difference of the two figures. So, for that reason, Series $1 Million Man finds himself on my top 10 least favorite list.
Yeah, I love the green one. The green one just like it pops nice. I mean, green's my favorite color. I love that suit on him. I thought it was better that he had a little more like substance to him because $1 Million Man is not exactly a small guy. He's not like the
Yeah.
biggest guy, but he had some size on him. So I thought the second one kind of suited him better. No pun intended, but it was the green suit, so I like that one. I mean, personally, the first one I do like too, but I see what you're saying. You got to kind of like pick good ones to be bad ones because Hasbro's so good, So it's like, what can you do?
Dude, I'm out of my tequila and I'm out of my whiskey.
Oh no.
I mean, I just had like very small amounts left, but I was hoping I'd have a little bit left over. Let me go through some of these messages.
Yeah, sure.
Ninja Turtles have great play. Craig Council, you can get better, but you can't pay more. Love playing with Turtles figures. I use my figs for wrestling. I think I probably used wrestling Ninja Turtles for wrestlers back in the day too. I'm probably sure Leonardo or Raphael got some battle in there.
No, I did use Turtles for that. I actually used He-Man figures for that too. I had wrestling. I had fig feds with like every type of toy. I think.
The Little Mask character, Body Slam and LGN or whatever. The Little Mask character. Until I grew up and gave them all to a nephew, and then recently grew up and started buying them again. Duggan is on the shit list. I like the bad Duggan more than the good one. Man, that's insanity now. That's just crazy talk. Maybe it's like because I had the bad Duggan as a kid. I mean, I think we all did. Having the Series 2 Jim Duggan. I mean, like I said, it's a perfect playable action figure. If I was using any action figure, if I were to sit down and have a match, this would easily be the number one choice. I think Jim Duggan and Virgil are like the two I kind of gravitate towards. But it's just the simplicity of the figure more than anything.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I don't have a lot of loose like I have a few of them I bought off eBay, but most of my stuff stays on card. All right, so I'm gonna move on to what I say. The number 9, no, so 10, 9, 8, number 7. So I didn't know if I should keep these together or if I should separate them, but I decided to keep them as one unit. So number 7 is going to be the Rockers.
Okay.
Again, Rockers are figures I had as a kid. These were my only tag team when I was young. And Marty Jannetty was so much fun to use. He had a good play pose, so I always got a lot of enjoyment out of this. With the open hand and the backwards punch for Sean, like he was always very weird. And I didn't think that the head sculpt really looked that much like him. And I thought they did a good job on Marty, so I think that kind of bothered me. Today, I mean, they're on the list because they're not top heavy. I mean, I don't know if you can see it. No, you probably can't. Like when you sit them down, they always fall forward. So they are possibly the worst figures of the entire Hasbro lineup to try and keep standing. On my display list, on my display shelf, I actually tape down the feet and they still fall back or forward. So, but they're also, again, you're looking at value point, and this should have nothing to do with value. But a tag team set, even mint, they're going for like what, $5-10 for a pair. So that's something. They're jumpers, never liked jumpers. That hurt them a lot, and their color scheme was also very simple, very plain. But that was their look.
Right.
But I had
Yeah.
Jim Duggan as a kid.
I,
I
I can attest, like, because when I'm trying to film that fig fed,
yeah,
I like the rockers are so hard to like keep still. Like they keep falling over, they keep falling over. The bushwhackers are hard for me to stand up to for some reason. Like those are really rough
absolutely,
too.
100%. uh, did I have a rum? Did I create a Royal Rumble for like Hasbro? I think somebody asked me to make a Royal Rumble with the Hasbro figures once upon a time, and I think I actually did it, but I don't know if it actually filmed or not. And that was so weird because like I could sit there and wrestle the figures, sure. I mean, that's easy enough. But like I don't have the memories of their fighting technique and what certain holds are called and you know like this the atomic leg drop, right? Like I forgot what that was called until somebody corrected me. Um, so it was weird to try and wrestle them as an adult. At the same time, I think I used Shawn Michaels because I didn't want to damage my Series 7 or 10 Shawn, so I ended up using this one. But hey, this one won that Rumble if I recall correctly.
Yeah, I mean, no, they I mean, for what they are, they're great. I mean, obviously, when that what's it called, the white tight Shawn Michaels, when he was
Yeah,
first becoming the Heartbreak Kid, that was awesome. I remember though in that like magazine ad, he was supposed to be made as Virgil, and I was like pumped for that, and then they made him like Macho Man. I was like,
oh yeah,
it's
he
still
was
cool,
well.
but
Yeah. Diesel too. I think Diesel is supposed to have that. I think Diesel is supposed to be taken after Papa Shango,
that's what
and
I heard. Yeah,
I mean it's just another arm punching figure, right? And
yeah,
I'm like, I don't know, like I like the arm puncher for Papa Shango. I think it fits for that particular figure, but generally, I'm not the biggest arm puncher fan when it comes to these particular figures. Uh, when it came to rockers, this time they were my number 7 least favorite. 3 years ago, they came in at number 3,
oh wow,
so
okay,
they did make a pretty nice jump.
climbing the charts, man.
coming in, coming in at number 6, Jake
Yeah.
Roberts. Yes, Jake Roberts. I mean, there's people out there that actually classify Jake Roberts as like the best Hasbro or their favorite. I'm like, guy, you guys are insane. Yes, it was a figure from childhood, and these figures from childhood all mean something of importance to me, but it's just not a very good figure. But so, like I said, arm punching, not my favorite motion, but it's still a very serviceable, playable figure, and a lot of fun can be taken from having this figure. Also, the leg separation. I used to always love sitting there and kicking the figures. I just thought it was so much fun when you're young. So the way that the legs are separated, or you want to get in there with that beautiful to be body slam pose, right? He had that beautiful setup. So even though I put him on the list of top 10 worst figures ever, is he that bad? It's not a bad figure. I mean, he comes with the first or second greatest accessory from the line. I think I put Honky Tonk Man at number 1 with the guitar, but perfect accessory. It's a good looking figure. You know, this is how I remember him, right? So it's just a very simple, plain figure for the most part. And being a Series 1, this list is literal Series 1 and Series 2 figures because that's when they were at their lowest, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, personally, yeah, I feel I love that figure, just nostalgia, just because of what it is to me. Like, so I can see it like out of that like like nostalgia point. What you're saying for sure. Just personally though, it was my first Hasbro. Jake and Warrior One were the first two I got. So those two, even if they don't measure up, are still like my favorite, but it's
Yeah,
for a different reason. So I hear
absolutely.
you.
And honestly, I can't remember what our first action figures were. I would have to say something from Series 1, but like we had so many Series 1. It could have been Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior for all I know. But I know Series 1, Boss Man, Series 1, Jake Roberts. I mean, those really stood out. Brutus Beefcake really stands out because we've had those for so long. So I can't remember what the first one was, but I assume somewhere around those guys.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, so
for
Jake
sure.
Roberts, 3, 4, 5. So Jake Roberts was number 6 this time. He fell down from 3.5 years ago when I had him listed at number 10.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right, my number 5 least favorite Hasbro's. It's another set, the Bushwhackers.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, these might be a couple of the best, most aesthetically pleasing figures of the line. And even if you don't even like the pose, because he does the whole Bushwhacker dance, again, I forget what it's called, I like that. I mean, this is obviously a more playable figure, but because it's unique and different, I like that aspect. And you could still move the arms to make it in a position where you could punch and whatnot. Face sculpts look good. I like the little goofy faces that they make, which is awesome. And they're Bushwhackers. As a kid, they were a favorite. Maybe not so much as an adult. And great color scheme. I'm not going to pull out the Series 2. I could pull out the Series 10. I just went with these just for this video or for this live stream. But because what's the major issue? Same as Rockers. You mentioned it earlier. They do not stand worth a damn.
Yeah.
I mean, they're standing here, but like they're not the best. The Rockers are horrible standing up. Bushwhackers, they don't. Most figures do not stand up well. You always got to lean up against something. You find a pair that actually does stand up. Guess what? I'm worried that even the smallest breath on them would make it fly all over the place. So
Yeah.
great
Yeah,
aesthetic.
definitely. Oh, I was just saying, definitely. The standing on those is atrocious, man. Like I said, when I'm filming that stuff, it's just like I gotta lean them against the wall, you know.
Yeah, every time. And when I'm taking pictures of, because I have. Why does it always do that? Like once we had like an hour, 45 minutes or something, like it always cuts back to 0.
Oh yeah, I hear you, but I don't see you.
Like right now, instead of being like an hour, 47 minutes and change, it's showing me 15 seconds. Like we've been on for 15 seconds. And I think my video is frozen.
Oh man.
Or
Do you want to wrap it up or?
well, am I frozen on your side or just my side?
On yours, I just see the black screen.
Ah, gotcha. Um, well, I guess we could hold off talking about the Hasbro's until we see until the screen comes back up.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think what else was there. Am I moving? No, I'm not moving yet. Yeah, because I see your picture, but not mine, unfortunately. Actually, let me go through these comments while we're waiting. That's a good
Okay.
time for that. The jacks look amazing on card, but I always see loose figs and bins for $1. Maybe I gotta start going to like these little toy stores and seeing what I could pick up. But I don't think they ever sell for $1. I think they're all like $10, $15 for that stuff. And I'm like, no, I'm not paying it for that junk. Brand new, they probably weren't that much. So just this week, I made a video of creating an amortization table in Excel. Excellent GL material. Yeah, that's funny. That's hilarious. That is freaking hilarious. This is great because I'm not. I mean, I open everything I buy. I invest in the stock market. I figure for me to enjoy. Oh god. But dude, my stock market was having stocks in like Raytheon and Lockheed Martin, but like once I decided I wanted to pay off bills and stuff, I started like taking that stuff out, like all those 401k plans and all that stuff. And it's I mean, I had a nice little setup because I was on deployment for so many years. So that stuff amassed, beautifully over the years. And it sucks I don't have that to fall back on anymore, but my bills are knocked out, so that's good, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. For
Just
sure.
made a he just made a run for tequila and scotch.
Nice.
The and Sean as a jumping fig. Yep. I mean, I could see both Marty and Sean being jumpers. I mean, They could have been made a little bit better, but when you see Marty and Sean in Series 10 or Sean in Series 7 with the white pants, they're all the same figures, same play pose, same Macho Man Series 1, Martel Series 5 type pose. So when you kind of move along and you reflect on those two figures, those three figures, if you count the two variants, and then look at the rockers, it's not the same. And that kind of ruins it. But
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. Definitely.
let's see. Papa Shango was my favorite. Boxing historian. That's funny. Look. Uh, you here all week? I would think the same thing. Right. Yeah, I'm just trying to go through this. Da, 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 da. The question is, how the hell do I kick losers off the stream? All right. Yeah, man, my picture's not coming back on, and I hate to end the stream here because like we're only like halfway through the video. But hold on, maybe I could flip this and maybe that'll change something.
Oh wait, I see something. There you are. There it is.
Unbelievable. All I had
Yeah.
to do was hit this little reverse button to change this. Unbelievable. All
Yeah.
right.
There you go, man.
Well, we don't have to hang up, which is good. But man, that was like a waste. Bushwhackers. I said they were my number 5 least favorite this time. They were number 8 least favorite last time. So they dropped significantly. All right, we are in the top 4.
Yeah, here we go.
Last time I really didn't want to put this figure on this list, and I was going through all the figures. I'm like, you know what? Damn it, I have no choice. There really isn't a place, another figure I would rather substitute. So this time around, I went with Ric Flair at number 4. And his head is weird, obviously, but like I don't care about that. That's not that bad for me. The red, I mean, I'm more familiar with Galoo blue, right? But this is fine. It's a fine color scheme. But the stupid 1, 2, 3 kid and Rick Rude fighting pose, this is an unserviceable, unplayable action figure. Like, what were you thinking selling this to kids?
Yeah.
But he had sort of like a nice leg separation, the same as Jake Roberts. So I'm like, there's certain things to really enjoy about the particular figure. And I kind of feel like this one was rushed because maybe he wasn't in WWF that long, a couple years, and then went back to WCW. But I don't know, I don't remember if he was getting ready to exit the company and they came out with this or what happened.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think he'd already been back in WCW when that came out. I remember using the Galoob flare forever, and
yeah.
that came out. But that body type, yeah, like us and Rick Rude, it really kills me that they made the Rick Rude like that. You know?
But I mean, it's a horrible feel. Like, what more can you do? Like, I don't have the 1, 2, 3 kid on this list, for example, but I think because of his singlet and the fact that his body it actually would work
Yeah,
for something like this, I'm like,
yeah,
that's acceptable. I
yeah,
mean, where would I put 1, 2, 3 kid on my list of least favorites? Is he a top 12, top 15, top 20, top 30? I don't know. But this
right.
pose, it's one of the worst of any action figure ever.
Yeah, at least like with the 1, 2, 3 kid, like you were saying, like the frame or the size of the figure works a lot better than Rude or Flair. You know?
Yeah. So for this particular Ric Flair, he actually dropped the most than any character. Last time I did this, he came in at number 9, so
Oh
he
wow,
dropped all the way to the 4th worst Hasbro.
man,
Number
nature boy.
3, number 3, and I didn't like this character not because of his in ring his in-ring persona, his in-ring technical skills, or anything like that, but because I hated his Hasbro figure. Number 3 worst Hasbro, Jimmy Snuka. Another childhood memory, but like all you could do is sit there and kind of like you put the fingers underneath the throat, you kind of like, and then you kind of slap him or whatnot. Like that was just like what else can you do with this figure? It was such a bad piece. And another jumper, and it just it works for Jimmy Snuka. I got it. It works for the Rockers, but you don't want a jumper. You want something realistic. And this is a very simple, plain figure. And the hand positioning, you don't even give him a closed fist at all. So as a
Yeah,
kid, I used it because I had to, but like it was so stupid, man. I hated using this.
yeah. You were kind of reduced to always using chops. Like I'd
Yep,
use a lot of chops with this Jimmy Snuka, and it seems like they based the whole figure just off his pose before the Superfly splash, and that was
yep.
it. Like
That's a great
that's what he
point.
does before the splash, and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh
So
man.
Jimmy Snuka was number 5 before a few years ago. So he jumped from 5 to 3. I think Jimmy Snuka will always be in the top 5 regardless because he's just a bad figure. Number 2.
Dude,
No,
I'm losing you. I can't. I think my phone's dying or something. I don't know if you
yeah,
can hear me, but
yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you're
all
coming
right,
in loud.
I'll try something. But if not, man, thanks for having me on. I don't know what's going on right now. Let me try, but all right.
All right, guys. So I am going to wait to review the last 2 figures for this countdown because I don't want to. I don't want to miss out with bump and bump shadows. Damn, bum boxing. Well, he does do a bum boxing, so that's not that far fetched. I don't want to miss out with his review though. Um, let me go through some of these comments for you guys. uh, Ross, oh, you guys rock, man. That's awesome. I don't think we can make Hasbro. I mean, there's just so many darn Hasbro retro style companies out there that I feel like that would just be overkill. But hey, LJN is still being planned very slowly, but it's being planned. And I think once I get the Kevin Pelkey design for the Devil and for BBA, that's gonna give us. And I'm gonna buy the 3D prints from them as well. And I'm gonna send that out to the factory. Hopefully with the upgrades that the factory made, or excuse me, that Kevin made to the head sculpt, right? So it's not just loose hairs, right? It's one singular piece. So hopefully they'll be able to make that. Maybe they might have to use the same beard because I don't think there's any way to get around that. But when the time comes, those might be the first 2 releases. Uh, the guy that wanted me to drink the 115. Are you in the comments by chance? I mean, we're about 2 hours in, and yeah, I'm gonna go through these. I'm gonna go fast, guys, because I want to see if he responded. Mm. I think the LJN looked best on display, but I love the Hasbro if I'm gonna play battle. um, it's touched because I grew up with LJN first and Hasbro, and the first figs I bought were Galoob, so probably those 3 in order. I mean, Hasbro always be my number 1 because they were my toy line from childhood, right? LJNs, I said Galoob was my number 2 favorite for my entire life, but that's because they're default. They're the only 2 lines I had. When I started collecting, LJN quickly jumped up there and quickly actually would have taken over Hasbro. But I have the nostalgia, I have the history of the Hasbro, and I still love the figures like crazy. So I keep Hasbro at number 1. I put LJN very close at number 2. And when we go down the list, I think because I like the card backs, the thick cards, and the LJN feel and pose of LJN meets Galoob, I put original San Francisco as my number 3. Number 4, I had no intention of getting them, but suddenly they become one of my favorite figures, the AWA Rumcos. And they're very simple, plain figures, but I like the fact that they're all playable. I like the fact that you do see a few people in there that I grew up watching, like Rick Martel as an example, like Ric Flair, right? So yeah, the Killer Bees, Jim Brunzell. I mean, Mr. Perfect was part of the AWA lineup. So with the Gun Raiders, so you got the Kurt Hennig. So you got a number of AWA characters during that period between 85, 86. And like I said, they become some of the most enjoyable collections for me. So I put them in the top four. Number five, I'm kind of bouncing back and forth. Do I put Galoob at number five just because it's the line I grew up playing with? Do I put him at number five because they become one of my favorite items to collect nowadays? And I'm so close to completing the card. There are a few good figures with Butch Reed, Sid Vicious, Brian Pillman, Barry Windham. Then you get a series two with Dustin Rhodes, which is absolutely amazing. Uh, Jimmy Garvin is a great figure. Michael Hayes is a great figure. So yeah, you do have a lot of awesome pieces. I could see Galoob sharing the number five spot. Maybe Galoob shares it with like Latuni, Big Rubber Guys. I don't know. And have the little W Christmas cakes at the store today. Yeah, they usually come out. Well, I don't know about. No, it's October, so I mean, it's too early. I think we normally see the Christmas cakes around November time frame, but they're out already. That's like super early. I bought 6 bottles of liquor last weekend, and when I do a joke, that's just enough to get me at home. All right. I've never collected Legos, so I don't know how to talk on Legos. Like, even as a kid, I don't remember. I mean, I'm pretty sure we had them, Legos, because, like, who doesn't? But, like, I never really got into them. I mean, the Christmas cakes, they're not as good as the zebra cakes. Like, you got the actual Christmas tree with green glitter sprinkles on it, and I just don't like it. They come out with, like, Valentine's Day Little W cakes the same way, and I don't know, it just has a maybe it's because it's that's more like strawberry taste. It just doesn't have the same appeal to me. Regular Little Debbie zebra cakes, that's it. Then they changed it up, and you don't have the, like, the little octagon or whatever the heck shape it is, Debbie zebra cake. Now they changed it up, they got, like, those little stick ones that look like Swiss rolls, and I'm like, "Get the hell out of here with that." But that's another one. You don't got zebra cakes? Swiss rolls. There's top 2 right there. I don't know, Little Debbie's, I mean, they made, like, white powdered donuts, I think, and they made, what else did they make? Did they make, no, that was Hostess. Damn, I think they made Twinkies too. You gotta probably have Twinkies on the top 5. I mean, would I put it number 3? Probably not. Maybe some of those Little Debbie pies, maybe? Because there's not really a lot of choices, right? Like Twinkies, the zebra cakes, and, what I say? Not the Hostess cakes, but like little chocolate cakes with like the chocolate frosting on top. With Hostess, they got the little white swirl at the top. But I think that Little Debbie's has their own variant of that as well. Look, another comedian. Oh man, that's awesome. Mm, they still make some. I got a few great partnerships years ago. Oh, they're retiring Lego, really? Huh. I mean that one. um, Oatmeal cream pies are great. Great. Oatmeal cream pies. I guess those are okay. I mean, they're just chocolate chip cookies or chocolate chip oatmeal cookies with little frosting in the middle. So yeah, I could add those on there. Why not? All right, I think that was my list. Zebra cakes followed by what the hell did I say? What was my number two? I'll come back with an actual list next time because I can't remember all the damn cakes. I'm gonna have to type in Little Debbie's and see what comes up and just kind of write my list from that. Rick Rude should have been a world champ on several occasions. Hmm. Yeah, Rick Rude and Jimmy Snuka never got a good figure. That's insane. I can't say never. I mean, once you get into like Jack specific classic superstars, their stuff was fine. But Rick Rude and Jimmy Snuka LJN. Rick Rude, Jimmy Snuka Hasbro. Like what? Like two major lines back to back. There's something going on there. Inflation. Don't mind inflation when they shrink the package versus raising the price. Man, they're still doing that. I mean, they're doing both. Have you seen McDonald's? So there's a funny meme. I don't know if it's a meme, but something on like Facebook, man. Like it'll show you a picture of like a McDonald's Big Mac in 1980, and the Big Mac is like that big, and it's like $1.20. Then you look at a Big Mac in 2025, it's like that big, and it's like $5.50. So shrinkflation plus the raising cost. So shrinkflation plus inflation. Like what the hell? I don't know much about either of those characters, Nino, so I'm gonna have to say Ultimate Dragon only because I've got a couple of his pieces. Not a Haku Hasbro, but they did come out with a Haku King Haku Cella toys. So, I mean that's serviceable, I guess. I think I have King Haku only. Actually, do I have a loose one? I have it carded. I know that for sure. I don't know if I have a secondary because King Haku for Cella toys on a low end, that son of a bitch was going for like $80. And I'm like, get the hell out. No. Like I bought one, I was good because the price was so freaking high. But yeah, that one that they do have a King Haku, it's just not Hasbro. Hmm. Getting practice dealing with the hecklers. 2-1 Mariners, right on. Dit. Bum action. Bum action. Bum unboxing. I think I that's what I originally said. And I'm like, "Oh god, I'm just all over the place." I'm like then I had to correct myself and be like, "Bum shadows." Alright, so I don't see my dude in the comments. Uh, I don't know if he's gonna be on later on or whatnot. He said he was gonna, check in after work, but when is after work? Is that 7 PM, 9 PM, 11 I don't know. So, hopefully, I am going to give him his oh god, I'm gonna die. Never mind. Hey, he said $20 donation for this, but I don't know if I can do it right now because I still want to keep my mind straight enough where I can talk to you guys. Uh, so obviously, Bum Shadows and I were talking about the tournament and the LJN tournament, and a lot of you guys seem interested in rewatching that. So I have no problems in creating a fourth iteration of the tournament. The thing is, I don't want to do it the same way I did previous tournaments, right? Where I spend a lot of time focusing on play pose and the works, the basic stuff from when you review a figure, right? Because after the first round, you basically say everything you need to say about that respective figure. So by the time you get to round 2 and you're talking about it the second time, it makes it to round 3, you're talking about it the third time. You're still saying the same thing, you're just saying it in different ways, and it's like, I wanna try and change things up some. Obviously, eliminating as many of the figures that I know have no opportunity whatsoever at winning the tournament is gonna be key. So I wanna downsize to make the tournament as small as possible. We may not get it down, let's say 60 to 80 figures. It might be in the 200 range, but it'll still be 150 plus figures less than what I currently have on hand. So I'm only going to choose the ones I really like, the ones I really want to talk about, right? The ones I feel like have a chance to win. And I want to talk about the additional figures that I may have gotten in after the last tournament. So, I mean, there are certain figures, like I think most Ram treasures are going to be part of the tournament, minus maybe some variants or something. Uh, from Wrestling Writer, I used to have like 60 something figures from him or close to it, like a ton. I'm probably going to pull like maybe 5 to 12 of his figures. So from someone that I thought was one of my favorite customizers, and now to take that number, just so that's really going to help me. Mark Hackenberg has a ton of customs that I bought that I love. Some of them I might hold off on, like if it's like a Hulk Hogan Series One. I've got original Hulk Hogan Series One, plus I have all these other Series One Hulk Hogan variants. I mean, what about that one? Does that one stand out? Maybe. I mean, he does awesome work, right? What about the '89 Macho Man custom that I got from Mark Hackenberg that resembles the Latuni figure, right? Do I want to include that, or should I include just the original Series 3 Macho Man? Now I know better. I know a Macho Man figure will not win my tournament, but it's nice to have that figure in the tournament and competing, and hopefully go as far as possible. Uh, the other thing is, I got a bunch of other custom Macho King or whatever figures. So, do I want to include those? Actually, I lied. There is a possibility a Macho Man figure could win. Maybe not this Macho Man, but the Macho Man custom with the awesome play pose, man, that one could definitely go. But I want to make it different, right? So, it's Halloween right now. If I did a tournament right now, it'd be Halloween inspired. If I did it in December, I want it to be it could be Christmas inspired, but I gotta make it unique enough to really stand out. Fry that shit into my skillet. Pit. Yes, sir. What's the top shelf spirits tonight? Neil Walrus. Oh man. I already had some hardback on. Anejo tequila. Man, dude, I finished my bottle. I still got the yeah, I still got the white left, but I like the brown tequila, man. I don't know what it is. I mean, they both taste terrible, but I like the brown tequila better than the white tequila, and and they're like the same percentage, right? Like this is the 40% alcohol per volume, so 80 proof, right? Uh, So it's not like one gets you more drunk or anything like that. uh, no, but it pooped out on me. That's funny. Mm. And I'm a professional kids. Don't try this at home. If you remember from Saturday, chink without a chase, can't do it. This stuff is absolutely horrible. And if I didn't have a chaser, man, I'd probably pick the junk back up. I'm not going to drink that 115 yet. I'm waiting for that $20 donation first. Well, what the hell am I going to do if I get off here in the next 10 minutes? Or if I get off here in 2 hours and the guy never showed up? I don't know. Maybe I'll drink the drink then, huh? Maybe I'll just stop BSing and just drink the first hit right now. I thought about that. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't bring that up because if people are like, hey man, we want to get this SOB drunk as hell, here's a $2 donation, here's a $1 donation, here's take a sip every time we donate to you. I'm like, dude, you're gonna kill me if I do that. I'm not gonna drink all of it. I'm gonna drink a little bit. That's why. That's why we got the chasers. I'm telling you, man. This Woodinville bourbon whiskey, 115 proof, horrible. Tastes terrible, but it does the trick. Oh God. It's in my head already. That's not even a full shot. Like I took a small sip. Like literally, I took a small sip. And I'm already feeling like major effects from that. Ugh. Ugh. I'm gonna have to participate from the shadows. uh, favorite band. Uh-oh. Are we having that conversation again? How do I identify a band? Is it a group of people or do they have to play instruments? I told you guys that story, didn't I? The Steiner Galoobs are cool. Like I liked Rick Steiner when I was a kid because Rick Steiner, and same thing today. Rick Steiner, he's basically a Ric Flair action figure. They both have the same pose. Crouched over, arms spread apart, arms down low, knees bent, right? Crouch, whatever. So they're basically the same figure. But I always enjoyed Rick Steiner more than Ric Flair when I was a kid. I think he had just a slightly better pose-ish. Uh Scott Steiner, I used the hell out of that figure when I was a kid. But I look at him as an adult, and I think it's like one of the worst of the line. And it really isn't. It's a playable, serviceable figure, but it doesn't have that Sid Vicious awesomeness or that Barry Windham awesomeness in pose, right? So I kind of classify Scott Steiner to be lower down on the checklist. Like out of 30, 31 figures, however many they came out in the two series, I'd probably put Scott Steiner like somewhere in the 20s. I'd probably rate someone like a Arn Anderson higher than a Scott Steiner. But you enjoy most kids. You enjoy most things as a kid. Yeah, I mean, you hit it on the head. I mean, look at all these horrible LJN wrestling games that we had for NES. Loved the hell out of them. I would have argued that the Steel Cage was one of the greatest wrestling games ever. It was one of the greatest games, period. Or WrestleMania or WrestleMania Challenge, right? You get up there and you have these guys. You have Andre the Giant. You have Big Boss Man. Just you see Bam Bam Bigelow doing cartwheels. Like that was so much fun. I love that. I played that game. I played all those wrestling games. Like I think I went out and I bought every wrestling game for NES, Super Nintendo, Sega this year, and I played all of them. Did playthroughs on those. Horrible. I will probably never touch them again. They were that bad. But I'm kind of feeling a Andre the Giant / Big Boss Man match, so I might want to go back and play WrestleMania just for that. Add to your list of future stream topics: snack cakes. I don't have. Well, I don't have a damn pen around here. It's a damn office. Of course, they're way over there where I can't reach. But I won't forget that. I lied. I probably will, but it's not because I don't want to talk about it. Just because like my memory is shot. But I shouldn't forget that. We talk about it every week. Snake Cat Stream 100. El Gigante Glue is cool, but I can't see how to use it. I think the Giant Gonzalez El Gigante Glue figure, he looks amazing. I love the height on that figure. Very authentic, right? The whole futuristic getup he has is so freaking cool, but like you can't you spread out the arms a little bit, right? And he's basically a Haku LJN. The same people that love or are in love with the LJN Haku despise the El Gigante Galoob. Like, why? It's almost the same figure. At least this one looks really cool, right? So, I mean, I think El Gigante is probably like a top 15 favorite from the Galoob line, even though he's got one of the worst play poses known to man. So, there's that. Disappointed is the strawberry uncrustables. Bring those. Man, you're talking about the Ninja Turtle pies. Dang it. I missed that custard filling or whatever the hell they used to have. I don't remember where we got those. I think they back in Chicago. I think in the early '90s they sold them at Aldi. Now, obviously, Aldi has like its own little pie, apple pie, cherry pie. But those, I think they sold those as well. Who made those? Like, who's like the main company? Was it Hostess? I don't remember, man. Like, we're talking 30 plus years, 35 years ago. Shoot, just long ass time for me to remember all that. Mm. I fear Little Debbie might be Star Crunch. I don't think I've heard of that one. Mystery Thousand. It's awesome. You're at an old crappy movie and buy junk food from the grocery store. Lance, they never had any. They didn't have any managers types. They didn't have Vince McMahon, or they didn't have no Bobby Heenan, no Gorilla Monsoon, no Jesse Ventura. So, I mean, it wasn't unheard of not to have a manager in Hasbro because you didn't have any of the announcers or any other bigwigs like I said, like Vince. So, uh, that's not surprising. I feel like if they were to continue, like if this line was going on into like the late '90s, I think Sonny and Sable and just and China and just all of the, I think we would have a massive amount of female wrestlers. I think you would have Elizabeth. You might even have a Sherry. Probably not. No, I disagree. I don't think you would have either one because I think both of them were already in WCW. So if you were to continue on as the years progressed, no, you can only go off of who's in your company, right? So maybe you could get a lot of female wrestlers, but I don't think they would have come out with those particular managers. Maybe later on, if they came back to WWF, that would have been a different story. Sounds like a Cena, but you call him a pinhead. I love it. Nice Hellraiser reference. Love it. uh, Remy versus Tools. Typing skills are failing me. 115 proof. I mean, that's what this is. I mean, it's like 114.44. That's literally what they put on the bottle, 114.44. But I just rounded up instead of rounding it down. 115 proof sounds a lot better than 114 proof or 114 and a half proof. We didn't camp at camp. We were in little house things. I only went to like two summer camps, and one of them back in Chicago was a little neighborhood park called Greenbrier. And your parents would drop you off at like 9 o'clock at Greenbrier, and you have all the counselors there that they line up, and you do whatever you do for summer camp till like 2 or 3 o'clock. So it was kind of like going to school to an extent. I remember they had like little lunches, like little terrible box lunches that they gave you. And I remember one time we actually had a trip to the beach, and that was a really fun day. But most of the time you're playing inside the building. Um, or you're out in the field playing softball, or you're on the actual playground and you're playing there or something. So this was 94. I want to say 94 because I would have been like 9 years old. That would have made sense. 95. I remember me, my older brother. I think my younger sister. I think my youngest, maybe not my youngest brother. I don't know about that, but at least two, if not three of us, went to this camp in Michigan, and that was a legitimate summer camp because that was an actual sleepaway camp, as you would call it. Nice reference for horror again, but the next closest I ever had to camp, man, was like in between junior year and senior year of high school. Our JROTC program has what they call summer camp, and for those cadets that are selected, they go to summer camp. It's about 10 days long. Was it 7? 7 days, 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that. I forgot. It's a JROTC program, so it's you have real life NCOs and chief warrant officers and officers ranks out there. So like when I went there, my CW4, my chief warrant officer 4, that was my high school OIC. He was there, and that may really give me an appreciation about how much of an asshole that guy was. But he was a high ranking officer, chief warrant officer 4. So I'm like, kind of makes sense. Oh, but that's we were at Fort McCoy, Wisconsin for summer camp, right? And it's basically, like I said, it's like a preview of what you would go through actual army basic training. Like everything you would do it, climbing the walls, rappelling, a lot of, I mean, you didn't go to no gun ranges or anything, but a lot of stuff you would do at actual basic yeah, we did there. So Raiders and hey, what's going on, bum? Oh, that's okay.
What's up, dude?
What's going on, bro?
Another
Oh, man.
another technical difficulty for me.
Mm. Oh,
But
man.
I think I got her charged up enough to do a little more with you if you're still going. I didn't know still
Cool.
going with the questions and the list too.
Yeah, man. I freaking like I've only hit up like half of this 115 proof, and I'm already drunk now. Like I did half a shot glass. I mean, yeah, I had those other drinks, but it's the 115 proof that did it for me. Right now, I'm just like trying to hit up some more of these questions. I don't know how far back I am. I don't think I'm that far back, but on multivariable calculus, yes, I would love that because I need to learn me some math. Instead of area under the curve, we talk about volume. Awesome. Got me in the calculus stream. All right. Why does it feel like I keep stopping? Like every time I come to a halt, I always feel like Lance is like right there. He's like the last message. I think because it's so easy to see his message, so it makes it a good stopping point for me. But we are moving on to the last two of the top 10 of my least favorite Hasbros. And number 2 is Brutus Beefcake.
The
Now,
bar.
so he's number 2 this time. And where did I have him? I had him at number 4 3.5 years ago. So he dropped 2 spots. Whenever I talk about this figure, again, a childhood figure, he means something to me. But I never, as a kid, knew how to wrestle this guy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you get the guy in a sleeper hold, but that's about it. Like, it's like Jimmy Snuka. You put the fingers underneath the mouth, and you kind of punch him in the face. I mean, he does have a good, I guess, body slam. I mean, it looks fine. Jumper, whatever. But like him and Jimmy Snuka, I just did not know how to play with those figures, and so it was very, very odd. And
Yeah, I mean, the only I think plus on that for me was the bent arm. I could pull off the sleeper pretty good, but other than that, you just get kind of like a showboating left hand. You know what I mean? He's just kind of out there doing something. I know he's trying to strut and cut, but yeah, as far as playing, yeah, I don't know. And why a jumper? Brutus wasn't like doing moonsaults or anything.
yeah,
You know. Oh, I did
I think
see on here somebody's asking to say happy birthday to the bottom to my cousin. I believe that's I Love Vanell. So
mm,
I guess happy birthday. I'm sorry if I butchered the name myself, but I did try.
you know what
But
I also
anyway,
noticed
yes.
about this?
Go ahead, sir.
Oh no, I was gonna say whenever you ship Brutus Beefcake out, right? The way that you wrap him up, he's also a very difficult figure to because you don't know how to put his arm. You got to put the arm down, or you're up or down because like when you look at it, the way that it positions, it doesn't wrap up the right way. So it's so funky when you try to like wrap this guy up in for shipping purposes. So that's always annoying as well.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, the second I definitely preferred the second Brutus. I like that one a
Oh yeah,
lot better. Yeah, tons
yeah.
better.
In the last video I made, I put him Series 3 Brutus at number 10. And considering that Brutus Series 3 wasn't on my original 10, that was a new addition. Uh, Roddy Piper. 3.5 years ago, Roddy Piper was my number 2 least favorite Hasbro. Today, he is completely off my list of top 10. And whenever I discuss this figure, I always say the same thing. He's essentially a perfect figure, but he gets put on the list of top 10, top 5, whatever, worst action figures ever because he's basically an impossible figure to stand. He
Yeah,
and Jim Neidhart, they have those rocking chair feet, so they
yeah,
don't
I
stand
hate
up
that.
really well.
No, I hear you, man. Yeah, they those like you just said the anvil too. That like that toe, like tippy toe
Hmm.
or whatever. Yeah, I hear you, bro.
But this time, I couldn't do it. I couldn't put him on my top 10 anywhere. I mean, he's got a punch, right? He's got the little slap. All of this built on, I mean, this is beautiful. This is awesome accessory and detail to the figure. This is an amazing piece. The only thing reason I would have put him in my top 10 last time I did this, I said he was number 2 worst because his feet and he doesn't stand. That is literally it. That's
Yeah,
why you find the bushwhackers on this list, and that's probably why you even find the rockers on this list, is
right.
because that inability.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
so I said that series, the least favorite list. A bunch of the stuff were moving places all over the place, and we even had one figure completely removed from the top 10.
Wow.
So if I say
Like
Brutus
that
was the
out.
number, wait, Brutus was number 2. So if I say Brutus was the number 2 worst
Yes.
Hasbro ever, then what is the number 1 worst?
Oh man, here we go.
I think we all know the answer. It's someone who never gets a good figure. Coming in as the worst Hasbro ever.
Yeah.
I mean, a pretty
Yeah.
accurate answer. The Series 1 Rick Rude.
Yeah.
I mean, I like this is the pink pants version. I mean, I got several duplicates, but um, I don't mind it. Like this is like the same thing with his LGN. It's like a very 1980s bedspread type of color scheme. So I like this, and he's got the separated legs that I like. Right, so that's fine. The body is adequate. It's just the fighting pose is horrific, and the face. I don't know if you would necessarily call that Rick Rude in the face.
Yeah.
So,
Face is rough on that one.
and I wouldn't put him in this skinny of a body either. I mean, he was ripped like crazy, but was he this ultra skinny?
Yeah, yeah, I know, man. That always bothered me about that figure. And then, like we were saying, you had the flare earlier, and then when they put it on the 1, 2, 3 kid, when I saw that like years later, I was like, "That's who it was made for." You know, so
Absolutely.
like it almost made it worse that they gave that body to those because it made him look like is small. You know, even more
Mhm.
small. Yeah, I hear you, dude. And something I don't know if it's just mine, but a lot of mine it's just black dots for the eyes, and there isn't any white. Like Janetti on the second one has that too.
I'm looking at the eyes. I mean, maybe shoot. It's so super small. I'm gonna need to get a magnifying glass, but
I
you might be right.
get I get Jake over here. Maybe I'm wrong. It just looked like black dots to me. I always thought that was kind of weird, but it could have just been I wore it out or something.
Right on. All right, so Lance says Yoko is the best Hasbro or the last Ultimate Warrior, but Demolition look amazing with their masks. Yeah, I still say Yokozuna is the greatest Hasbro figure, and based on my list that I came up with last year, my top 15 favorite figures ever, I put Yokozuna Hasbro above Sid Vicious Galoob, and Sid Vicious has been my George Washington of action figures for as long as I can remember. It went all the way through my life, through my adulthood, and into collecting. So to say that any figure is better than Sid Vicious, it just shows you how great that piece is. But when you have a Yokozuna in your hand, where is he? I know I have a Yokozuna in here. Yeah, he's
Just
all
reminds me. I hope Mattel puts out a Mr. Fuji retro.
Mr. Fuji. You know what? They might. I actually have a Mr. Fuji custom, and it's actually really sharp too, Hasbro style. But I mean, Yokozuna. Like I said, anytime you got a figure like this in this size, this weight, when you hold it in your hand, I've always said you could feel the value in your hand. The way that it just sits so perfectly in the palm of your hand with his rump, perfect play pose. I mean, this had to be. You don't find a better figure than this. I think Mabel from Grapples and Gimmicks is very close because I think they use the same mold or something close to it. So
Right. Yeah.
you know that could be like right up very close to it, but
Which is a good
and
idea on their part for sure.
the L says majored in computer science but minored in math because I loved it, partly because I'm good at it. Man, I suck at math. Shoot. I mean, I'm good at basic math, but when you start throwing letters into it, it just no.
Yeah, no, not one of my skills either, man.
Stop math after getting a D in pre-calculus. You know, in high school where I kind of messed up is in sophomore year, you're able to sign up for your first elective, and I chose radio TV production. What I should have done is just take like a science class that year, maybe chemistry or physics or something, and that way I could have still stuck what I did in junior year. Chose radio TV production 2 as my first elective, Gerald TC3 as my second elective, and then had like you had to get. I took earth science junior year, and you got to go and you had to actually sign up, get teacher approval for that. So that would have completed all 3 years of math, and that would have completed all 3 years of science. And having to go into the senior year, knowing that your math was done, I was happy about that. No trigonometry, no geometry, no algebra. Um, but I still had to take physics senior year of high school. And I'm like, damn, I don't know shit about physics. Uh,
Oh man. Yeah, I actually hear you with that. Like, I'm pretty good like adding, the basic four, but then beyond that, I'm pretty lost to be honest. Yeah, any adding letters to numbers, I guess my mind don't work that way.
right. All right. Trying to actually, did I hit the bottom already? Oh man, I made it to the bottom. How about that? I'm so damn happy with myself. All right, so I'm trying to think about the highlights of the live stream. Um, we gave a special memory to Bobby Horn, who passed away. So that was obviously a very important part of the live stream. We talked about the new releases that I picked up from Zombie Sailors when I said I was never going to buy from them again. But you let me know that hey, there was cheaper figures on hand. I'm like, you know what? It's a good time to pick them up. Those
Yeah.
variants. We talked about the LJN tournament. Right now, the only thing I got going for that is I'm going to reduce the amount of figures in the tournament, and I'm going to have another blind drawing. But how do I make it any more unique than previous tournaments from there? I don't know. Like my tournaments are going like usually go anywhere between 25 to 45 minutes, and I've had some go over an hour. So if I do a tournament again, I gotta find some way to stop talking so much because they really should be somewhere in the 15 to 18 minute time frame. If I feel like if I could get those videos to around 15, 20, 25 minutes, even if it's 25 minutes every episode, I think a lot of people will tune in for that. But when you start exceeding 30 minutes every single video, it's really hard for people to keep up, especially if I'm posting those videos every single day.
Right. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I noticed because I just started doing the unboxings and like my I will like talk and talk. There'll be like 25, 30 minutes and I'll edit it all the way down to 15 minutes because I'll like repeat myself because I
Yeah.
forget I already said something or I'll like just go on like a tangent. So those all get edited out and I've come to the point where I can get it to a nice 15 minutes, but it is
That's
pretty
good.
funny. Yeah.
All right. So we did Hasbro countdown. Next Monday, do you still want to keep going with any type of countdowns or anything like that? Because I was thinking about that top 15. Would I still keep the same figures in there? I don't know. I mean, maybe we could do another line. Maybe we just talk about something completely different. I don't know. I just like this aspect. I thought
Yeah.
maybe LJNs because I feel like I have to redo the LJN countdown. I butchered when I did my video for the least favorite LJNs. I butchered that video because I didn't keep them in order. And so at the end of the video, when I tried to count them down, like, this person was number 10, this person was number 8, this person, like, they were just all over the place.
Yeah.
No, none of the numbers matched up to what so I need to redo that, obviously. And I feel like
Yeah.
my top 10 favorites, I feel like that's completely changed. I may still have the same 10 figures in there, but I feel like they're gonna be all over the place. They're not gonna be in the same setup I had before.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it seemed like your Hasbro list like definitely changed for sure, and probably considering too that you're working on like LJN style, you probably have a lot different perspective than
Yeah.
what you did last time. You know.
Absolutely. Is there anything else that we missed, a major topic of discussion that you were interested in?
No, man, it was good. I wish my my feed didn't conk out or whatever, but no, it was pretty good, dude. I liked everything that we talked about. I think we covered like some new stuff, some old stuff, some in between stuff.
Oh, yeah.
A
Oh,
lot of zebra cakes, of course, as usual.
I don't know if you collect, Latuni or not, but I was watching a video this morning from Ahmad, and he was showing the new mold for the Mattel Superstars LJN figures of Hulk Hogan. Obviously, he was comparing it to the original Hogan, and I can't wait for those to come in because I'm dying to do a review on those. I thought it was basically going to be the exact identical figure to the original, but based on what Ahmad had in his hand, and again, it is slated to change. I got a Hulk Hogan acrylic case right underneath this, but I'm using it as a stand, so I can't pull that and show it. But Hulk Hogan's feet are like Hulk Hogan's feet are spread apart like so. But when you look at the new Mattel version, like his feet are like in super close. Like
Oh wow, that's interesting. I thought it would be like pretty much exactly the same.
well, he said that even the rubber feels lighter. No, he said that the LJN is lighter and that the Mattel is a heavier figure. Plus,
Oh
around the
jeez.
waist, you can see like this line on the waist where they probably put a pin in the bottom and just kind of connect the two pieces.
Okay.
So I hate that. I hate that aspect. I want it to be one singular full piece. No, and I think the paint's coming off on this sucker.
Oh
I
no.
mean, like there's spots on this. I didn't even notice it before. Yeah. I think I do gotta call Sin back and be like, look, man, I need a refund. Like, you didn't send me what I paid for, and I'm not saying 100% refund. Like I said, I paid 150 for rubber. He charged me $100, and he charged me he sent me resin figures. So and
Yeah.
he only charges $95 for resin. So, that right there is already $50 higher than. So I need to ask him about that because I feel like I didn't want to do that because I don't want to like ruin the friendship that we kind of established. But at the same time, like I didn't get what I paid for. So do I complain about it? Do I just sit on it and just leave it alone? I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. I hear you, man.
But I think Kevin Pelkey is close, and I think he should have the two figures that I requisitioned from him available hopefully in the next couple of weeks. And even before I get the figure, maybe I can get that 3D file from him, send it up to the factory, and they can get started on it. But I want an actual figure in hand so that I can, look at it, make sure that it's what I really want.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I'm looking at this, and resin is supposed to be easier. Like the paint is supposed to stay on the resin better, and the facial features are supposed to be more realistic. And it's a good job. Don't get me wrong, but it's just
Yeah. No,
too too
definitely.
too customy, too cartoony.
Right.
So it's
No,
not. But oh man, there's always so many darn topics. There was like 20 topics I was thinking about before the live stream, and I want to make sure that I hit on all of them before we say goodnight for the day because
yeah, no,
yeah,
the countdown was cool. It was good to see that. Um, yeah, and I think like a lot of the topics that we set out as far as like the retro Hasbro thing were covered pretty good. I'm definitely down for like another time if you want like an LJN countdown. I'm not as familiar, but in my adult collecting, I
yeah,
actually was more into those as opposed to like when I was a kid.
yeah.
As
But
but with the Hasbro's, I definitely like I played with those. For some reason, I kind of skipped the LJNs until like later on,
cool.
which is
So
kind of interesting. So yeah, but that would be cool, man.
awesome. I don't know if anybody on here wants to tune in, have like multiple live streams one day. Um, so I think pretty much Monday is set aside for you, and Wednesday is set aside for more Rick in action. Fly Dale, join me on Saturday. I mean, should we have more than 3 live streams a week? I mean, I know a lot of people reached out to me and said, "Hey, I would love to join you for a live stream." I'm like, "Cool." Um, Maybe we have like 2 or 3 people on one day, and
Yeah.
I think that'd be fun. A lot of and it keeps people from having to sit there and type everything up, right? They can just physically come and talk when necessary. So
Right, right. No, for
so
sure. No, that'd
that'd
be
be a lot of
fun,
fun.
man. Definitely.
But I think we've gone an hour 45 in the last video or last before it recounted, and it's an hour now. Do I want to stay another 15 minutes and make it an even 3 hours because I have OCD? Maybe.
Yeah, man. No, definitely your call, man. But I'll hang out for 15 if you want. You want to do it even three?
I'd like to. You have any
Yeah.
topics or anything that's coming out, or how it doesn't have to be wrestling? Like, it could be anything. Find something to talk more for the last 15 minutes.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm still kind of when we did the last week, the Paul Orndorff, it's like it's weird. It's sort of like grown on me in the last week.
Yeah.
Like it is like a plastic definitely is different. Like you were saying when you like knock on it,
Hmm.
it's hard. So but I don't know the legs moving is a really cool feature. I like that, and I think it's better than I let on. So I did want to say that I think I was like it's not bad, but it's not good. I take that back. It's good. It's pretty good. I just wanted to say that, but it's a good first attempt for sure.
As far as the legs are concerned, I mean, are they like very sensitive, like the Mattel Retros, where they kick straight up, or do you really got to put pressure on them to move the legs up and down?
Um, no, I think it's pretty good, like because it doesn't have that spring-loaded action or
Yeah,
whatever. So they stay like pretty good. I mean, I just got them on like a slab right now, like just sitting there.
that's
Um,
cool.
but yeah, no, he stands pretty good. Um, and it's pretty. Yeah, the legs are pretty sturdy too, so it can definitely stand, and you can do your muscle pose or the pile driver or whatever, which is cool. So,
So I'm
like I
wondering
said, I
if I could.
pre-ordered one set of the Beverly Brothers, and I'm just hoping it comes out good. So we'll see how that goes.
So Beverly Brothers, I'm trying to think. Was that series one or was that series two? Because I think they do have a second series coming out, don't they? Title
Yeah,
and Trade.
yeah, yeah. They've been showing a lot of them. I think it was like Johnny B. Bad and Nikita Koloff, Adrian Adonis.
I mean, that one I might have interest in. I mean, Koloff, I think, was part of the last release of. I think it was part of the last release of Epic Toys, wasn't he?
Was it?
So I think Nikita Koloff was part of the last retro release, wasn't he? With Flair and Barry Windham, for example. I think that was him.
Oh, you mean Boris Zukov?
That's what it
It was
was, Boris.
another Russian.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. No, I hear you though. Yeah, he was he made he teamed with Nikolai Volkov. So that kind of made that dream team complete. You could have the Bolsheviks.
Okay,
Oh
so
man. It's a
Nikita
cool figure though.
and you said the Beverly Brothers were coming, and I think who else was it? I mean, from series one, Danny Davis. I think that's like the only one I might have interest in. From series two, you mentioned Adrian Adonis. I think that's like the only one I have interest in. Like the other guy, well, maybe Koloff, maybe
I'm trying
because
to think who else,
it's a new
but
member.
oh,
But
there's a Mike McGurk, like yeah, the female announcer there. Like that just reminds me of WrestleFest, like immediately.
yeah,
Oh yeah, speaking of which, have you how's that going?
for what?
WrestleFest.
I am going to hire somebody to build that for me.
Don't
Kirk
blame
tells me
you.
that Kirk was like, "Oh man, this is so easy to put together." So he and I talked about this. We kind of laughed about it. Well, at least I laughed. I don't know about him. I'm pretty sure he was pissed. But I mean, I think it's going to be pretty easy to put together because he put together his Mortal Kombat arcade, and I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and I'll buy it if it's that easy. Me and my wife can work together. That no issues. And then I get on the phone with him one day. He's like, "God damn it! This son of a bitch took me 12 hours to put together." His body was destroyed after putting that sucker together by himself. Plus, the instructions were backwards or something. So like he had to like take things apart, rebuild them. I'm like, I can't build with a damn. If it took
Yeah.
someone 12 hours that actually knows what he's doing, imagine me trying to put that together by myself. I ain't doing it. I'm like, forget this. I will hire. I'll get on Thumbtack. I'll hire somebody to come and do that for me.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. No, I relate, man. Yeah, that skipped me. Like, I see directions, and then like the ADD kicks in, and I'm like, I can't do this. Like, it's too much. I gotta move around. So I hear you, man. But that would be cool when you get that going. I hope it's good.
I just think it's sheer laziness. I mean, I just don't want to devote the time to building that sucker. Um, there was someone in Radcliffe, Kentucky, a few months back that was selling an actual legitimate WrestleFest game on
Mm,
Facebook Marketplace, and they want like $500. And I'm like, dude, that's a little suspicious. I mean, that thing could be missing all of the guts inside and could probably be
yeah,
selling for twice, if not three times that. So, $500. I mean, am I going to show up there and then get robbed immediately? So I'm like, you got to be very conscientious about who you buy from on Facebook or who you sell to even on Facebook. So
right.
uh, I decided not to do it. And when I also thought into it, all right, $500 to buy the thing. What if I got there? She wanted more. I don't know. Um, and then you got to buy a U-Haul because I can't fit that in my SUV, right? So I got to get one of those little trailers, connect to the SUV. That's probably
Mm,
gonna be a couple $100.
right.
So I mean, gas, it's not super far. It's like Radcliffe is like 45 minutes, but who knows how deep into Radcliffe she is. So I mean, gas back and forth, let's say another $50,
Yeah.
$200 or so for the trailer. Suddenly this $500 purchase is up to like 750.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Before you know it, yeah, it starts creeping up there. I mean, yeah,
And
it sounds good on the surface, but like you said, like that would suck if you got it home and like didn't work. Because that we're talking about like a machine from like the early '90s. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So it's seen some wear, most likely.
but that is exactly what I want. I want that Ninja Turtles game. I want that Simpsons game, and I want that WrestleFest game. Those are like my three video game holy grails. But I
Yeah,
want the legitimate stand up system. Uh, Even the one I got off Amazon, it's a reproduction in my eyes. It's not the authentic one, so that makes a huge difference. I
yeah,
think you probably put like Mortal Kombat among those video games as well because I love playing that as well. Not only for the arcade, but the Sega Genesis later on.
yeah.
Probably the greatest Sega Genesis game ever, or close to it.
I remember, like, yeah, Mortal Kombat coming out, and the Sega had the blood, and I was pissed because I had the Super Nintendo, and it was like
Yeah,
gray. Like they bleed gray, and I'm like, oh man. And my friends that had Genesis got the blood, and I was like, man.
yeah. I mean, I remember all the blood splatter, and you used to put like little codes into the system, and you used to do like these really awesome fatalities and babalities and animalities and all this stuff. And I'm like, damn, that's so freaking awesome. Uh,
Yeah, definitely. I used to cheat, and I'd be like player one and put on player two, but no one's there, just to like practice fatalities. It was like the cheapest way to do it. It was like whatever. I just want to see if I can do the fatalities.
but if I hire a handyman, and the only place we could put it right now is probably the garage, and I don't want to put it in the garage because I feel like if it's down there, it's gonna be out of sight, out of mind, and my wife hates going downstairs, so I don't see her coming down to play with me a lot. And I want us to enjoy it. I don't want it to be a me enjoyment. I want it to be an us enjoyment. And where she and I could be down there for like an hour straight, just having fun.
Yeah.
But also, the one spot I'm thinking is probably where we just had the new outlet built. But if I put it in that spot, that means I have to rearrange my gym area because right now, like the TV is like right here, and I have the workout equipment kind of like circled around it. So if I'm on the ab machine or the elliptical machine or treadmill or something, right, I can sit there, I can watch TV while I'm exercising. But if I end up putting that big old machine right there, I'm gonna have to resituate all the workout equipment, and it's gonna make that spot super crowded, and I don't want that. I have a
Right.
nice flow, a nice open space in the middle, which I like, but I might have no choice.
Yeah. No, I hear you, man. Yeah. No, that's a good setup, though.
My my neighbor, he gave me this beautiful 1980s wooden TV, floor TV, and I'm like, damn, do I got my own Zenith now? Because I watch a lot of the 80s Revolution, and he's always bragging about the Zenith system, talking about his wooden TV and whatnot. I'm like, I need to get one of these suckers for myself because I just like those floor TVs. They're big and bulky, and they're like their own little tables, built-on tables. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. I definitely, I had those growing up, man. The big wooden TVs that weigh like 2 tons. I love them though. They're sturdy bitches. I mean, like you'd fall into that or wrestling around. Well, I'd wrestle around with my brother. We'd knock into that. It never broke.
do you remember like your first? I don't want to say necessarily your first flat screen, but like your first like ultra large TV.
Yes. Yep.
So for me, we always had just regular TVs. And 2006 November, I got back from my first deployment, and my wife went on. I don't know what she was on. It was eBay. Maybe it was eBay. I don't know. But she bid on a TV that was on like I think it was in Dallas, Texas. Either Dallas or San Antonio. I'm gonna say Dallas. And so she won this TV for like $711. But we had to drive from Killeen to Dallas, which is like a 3-hour drive, something like that, and 2 hours, whatever. Uh, and we get there, and it's like one of those big, giant black TVs. Like I think they call them plasma TVs or something. No, not plasma. It's like a big, large screen. The TV's like that big, like that wide, and it has like a huge surface on the top, and in the back, it has like one of those big, giant backings like you would see on a TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
that darn thing was massive. And I looked at this, I'm like, this is like a 60-inch TV. But after a couple of years, few years of using it, eventually when you turned on the TV, like it'd be like this little circle that would pop up in the middle of the screen. And then after like several seconds, maybe a minute later, then that circle would start getting bigger and bigger until it gives you the actual screen of the TV. But that thing was like so massive. I looked at this great holy beast, and I'm like, that's too much TV for one person for one person. That's too much TV for anybody. Uh,
Oh
and
man.
then I look at that, and I look at like what TVs are selling for nowadays,
Yeah.
and you're getting a big 70-inch flat screen TV for like $300. So I'm like, son of a.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely remember, like, definitely like 10 years ago, it was like thousands of dollars. And then the last TV we got was only like a few $100. It was like,
Well,
wow, things have changed, I guess.
I think my first actual flat screen, I probably bought that 2008, 2009, 2010. No, I think it's like around 2009. I want to say around Christmas of 2009. And obviously, we were living in family housing. We were still on post. And it was like a 42, no, maybe a 52-inch TV or something. And we bought that at the PX. And that darn thing was like $1,700. And I think it had like a $700 mail in rebate or something. So once I got that $700 back, I bought me like a what did I get me? I bought me a couple electronics. Some we didn't have a damn. What the hell was it? I know I got a GPS system. I know that was one thing. And you look at all these cars nowadays; they all have built-in GPS systems. But me,
Right.
I had that little device about yay big that I had to kind of like mount to the window anytime I wanted to use it. But like I said, $1,700 for like a 50-inch TV flat screen. When today you're getting 70, 80 inches for like three, four, $500. And I'm
Yeah.
like, damn waste. I mean,
Yeah.
technology really improved that much?
Oh, bro, I know my phone well enough, and it's at the 10%, so it's probably gonna cut me off.
Oh, you're good, man. At this point, I think everybody is out for the day. We don't have any more comments. I think we hit on everything. So, and an hour 15 puts us at 3 hours. So, I'm ecstatic. Uh, other than that, man, I'm done. I mean, unless you have anything, I mean, I guess I'm good.
All right, brother. No, thank you for having me again. Definitely down to do it again. Next Monday if you want.
Absolutely. I will reach out to you earlier that day, let you know what's going on. And same thing, about 10 minutes before, I will send you a link so that it's all good to go.
All right, brother. Hey, thanks for having me on, man.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here.
Cheers. Good night, everybody in the chat. Good night, yeah.
Thanks, Dwayne. All right, guys. Another fun live stream. I just again want to thank Bum Shadows for joining me for the live stream. Anybody interested in doing a dual live stream? If we need to have 2 people on, 3 people, 10, what? Let's make it happen, guys. Like I said, it's a lot easier to talk, like this than talking via computer, right? So, as always, guys, thank you so much for tuning. What happened? Hey, to my dude from TikTok, if you do happen to watch this video later on, sorry, bud. I know he didn't see me drink your full shot on camera, but trust me, man, the little bit of drinking I was doing here and there from this, I probably wouldn't have been able to handle a full on shot. But guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to talking to you guys in the next video, next live stream, which is going to be Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So, Bump Breaking Action is going to join me for that video. Until then, guys, I'll see you then. Take care, everybody.